something voice live like this, like you guys are now voice live.
Voice live! Hi, guys!
Why not? It's been long enough that we've deprived our audience of our dulcet tones.
And hey, Ellie got a tattoo today, so she deserves our comforting messages.
Don't date the video.
What?
Like they're not
Date
dated.
the video.
As if they're, yeah.
Uber.
Go to your local bank. Buy all the money you can in silver. It'll wreck the economy. Do it.
Buy all the money you can. So you just mean exchange money for
Yeah.
silver? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, wait, buy all the money? Is already where that sentence
Look.
falls apart.
Change all dollar dues for silver.
Ellie
It'll
is
wreck the
agreed
economy.
that we need to comfort her, so...
Okay, you can't see it because we're not face live, but I've put my hands in the air to share my energy.
I'm gonna put alcohol in my hand. I'm gonna slap it.
We're all contributing in
I
our
was
way.
gonna say that since we haven't been on the gold standard since 1968, 7, whenever Nixon changed it, that buying all the silver won't really do anything. It'll just
I'll make
If
silver
it-
prices go up.
sure.
She
but
can feel it, Patrick.
It won't
Well, of
change
course she
the
can.
money.
We're all
won't-
contributing in our own way. I
Yeah.
made a
Basically spirit
really
bombing.
dated anime reference.
Yeah.
Panda
No, surely it's not.
Panda said something bizarre, but very Panda, and then
And
Dave
I'm
gave a
about
fact that
to-
no one asked for.
I'm about to tie it into the Mexican Revolution, so nobody asked for it even more.
Sorry, the DBZ
working.
abridged came out with like a
Boobits?
Boo Saga bits, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't sat down
Instead
and
of
watched
a-
that yet,
instead
but
of a
I'm
full thing.
excited.
And they do. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it was funny as shit. Goku, of course, is like spirit bomb again, and they're like, it never works. And he's like, it'll work this time, and he's doing the energy thing, and everybody's giving their energy. And Dende just like looks at Mr. Popo, and he's like, hey, I think they might need your help. And he's like, and just like does like this, like barely raises up sand, and the ball just goes all the way out. Again,
Nice.
just playing into
I'm
the
gonna
fact that
sit down
Mr.
and watch
Popo
that.
is the strongest character.
Of course.
So good. Oh.
Also has Videl meeting Mr. Popo, and is just like, holy shit, are you allowed? And I'm like,
Yeah, good question.
yeah.
Is it
Moving
your
on.
father named Mr. Satan?
Yeah. Then Day also works. He's like, yeah, devil in God's house. Yeah, it's fucking great.
Oh, shoot.
God.
Alright.
Yeah.
I was timid
You
to
gotta
watch
watch it.
those, but now I'm going to watch those.
All right, we're gonna go face live now.
What? Face
Live.
live?
Yeah, look at that! Holy shit!
Oh my
Stealing
gosh.
stuff off my chair.
Hi, everybody. We are
Is that
face
a demon
live.
in the corner, or is it a magic carp? You'll never know.
It's both.
Pretty sure it's a magic card.
I'm pretty sure you said it was Magikarp.
Don't quote me on this, but I've been playing the Pokemon ladder all day. I haven't seen any magic cards in the Pokemon ladder, but I'm playing the Pokemon ladder all day,
That'd
and
be fucking weird if you did.
yeah, it would be really weird.
Pokemon Ladder?
No, I did a bleach
Competitive
and
ladder
a.
on Scarlet Violet.
I summoned
Yeah,
a
my Windows
demon,
2
but I
there.
didn't have any applicable vessels for it to be stored in. Like I thought about mobile suits, but I was like, no, you run around in those. So I put my Magikarp, stuff
Oh.
down.
So that way it
Bro,
can just
if you
it
put
can
a
only splash.
demon in a Magikarp, it 100% has a vendetta against you now.
It's gonna
It's
splash
going to
real hard.
kill you.
Oh no!
Oh,
Hey, guess
that
what,
reminds me,
Panda?
I'm gonna send you something.
no.
We gotta give you some love.
I'm also gonna send you something that you'll enjoy. Speaking of Magikarps.
I will.
Well,
leave.
now we know what we're doing until recap.
Yeah.
Molly, you start.
So Panda, I really love and enjoy your podcasts. Obviously, you've heard from Ellie and Dave right now, and I haven't actually listened to the last one because of circumstances. But I'm super looking forward to it because you give an energy that I don't know.
Are
I
you
don't
too busy
remember-
playing Plate Up?
What?
I'm giving you shit. No,
So we're
sorry.
playing Plate Up all the time.
Oh yeah. Well, it relaxes me. Anyway,
At least you're not sleeping to it. That's
yet.
that's
Like
fine.
you said not to do.
Yeah.
The thing you told us not to do.
But you give an energy that I really haven't really heard often in a podcast, and I adore your sincereness when reading the awful fanfic. So great. I love it. And I just think that's really neat, the way you're going about your podcasts.
Thank you.
Piggyback off of that.
Dave, what are you
Go ahead,
saying?
Dave.
Well, I was gonna say, I just gifted Panda
You
the
started.
most beautiful Magikarp video of all
Send me
time.
a shiny Magikarp with abs.
It's from the jump contest episode of the new anime they did, Pokemon Masters,
Fuck.
where they have the jump contest.
Okay.
It's the most ridiculous thing of
Yeah.
all time.
It's ridiculous.
It's so funny. It's a filler episode, but it's really
Piggybacking.
funny. But yeah, go ahead, piggyback. Sorry.
Baggy picking.
Baggy picking.
Sounds like something you do to the weed.
Wow. Nope.
It's like Doll Shark, but
Fucking
magic.
gone.
Oh, Doll Shark, but Magikarp.
I
True.
think
We could make a bee Doll Shark movie.
we could with
God.
your
At
Magikarp.
that point, it's
I would
an
love
E
it.
movie.
The doll carp. Anyway.
Oh, that's what it was.
We'll
yeah,
get
it's
sued by the Pokemon company. if we
about
do
the
that, though.
podcast thing.
Pretty quickly,
Is it's super cool how encouraging you are to the people whose content you read on the podcast. That is that I don't know if it's 100% unique. I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, to be honest, but like it's just not a thing I've seen many people do, especially when reading just kind of objectively not great writing and whatnot. Usually it's like either they're very neutral about it and just like we'll laugh about whatever's funny and kind of move on and not make fun of people, or they'll just openly shit on them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're pretty fucking encouraging and like seem to appreciate the fact that somebody tried, and that's pretty dope. Okay, your turn, Dave.
So I guess since we're talking about the podcast, I'll also talk about the podcast right now, partially because I just listen to it. But talking about Patrick doesn't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a ton of podcasts. All I do all day at work is listen to podcasts. And I chose to listen to your podcast over other things
Good job,
today.
Panda.
So there you go. I was talking to Patrick about how I couldn't find a podcast I really wanted to listen to. I came in here and listened to your podcast because I was like, I haven't listened to the August one yet. Man, I'm slacking. It's really good. It's really funny. Your humor shows through because I know you. Obviously, I know the kind of stuff you're going to say and whatever.
You think
But I
you know
was
me.
roaring, dude. I was roaring listening to your podcast today, like actually roaring, laughing. And I can just talk to you. I don't even have to listen to that. I can just jump on a call. And the ability you have to make people laugh and to be honest about it. Because again, like Patrick said, you're giving honest critique, but you're being kind and you're also being uplifting and positive, right? But then to also be funny doing that, that's just because that's you showing through. Like that level of kindness and positivity and humor, that's just you. That's like authentic Panda right there. 100%. And it's really good to have around and it's really good to listen to. So I love it. So much so that that's why I volunteered to be a part of it, to not actually keep you on track. But yes. So that is my positivity. I could go on, but we have a recap to do. I say
We do.
I have a recap to do.
Yes.
Also, I do want to say, as a fan of terrible B movies, but also a fan of not being sued, we just have to do something to change the Magikarp from being
Yes.
a Magikarp, and we can
Yeah.
make this work. So Pokemon International doesn't like come for us. It is the biggest IP in the world, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
So you know,
Very true.
Hyperphase, known for such things as random bits of history, and MTG fanaticism, and not being sued.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of not being sued. That's really high up there on my list of priorities.
I hate to spoil everybody that enjoyed it. I kept reading the. I believe Ellie announced it, the Chad in space, the guy that's just super badass. It gets really saucy, and I don't think I can read
no.
that.
Oh snap!
It goes from R-rated to pretty X, and I'm like, okay. And I keep reading it, and sadly, it does. Like I read many chapters, and it doesn't necessarily get better. It stays about the same throughout.
Same level of sauciness.
Yeah, same level of sauciness and same level of goodness of story, I want to say. So it's still really good, but there's a dip every now and then. But
Well,
be like a thing you just summarize or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Give your
you can.
opinion.
You
I might
can figure
take
it
some
out.
stories from it. 'cause
I
they're
believe
pretty great
you.
stories.
I believe you. I believe in you. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh.
John, but
This doesn't seem like the
Well,
kind of
I'm
thing
giving
you
the
rely
recap,
on.
man.
Going about it.
Jeez. I'm gonna start my recap by saying that I had a great idea for a bard sword swallow with a great sense of humor and dumb
Yeah.
sleight of
God.
hand tricks. And how I put that in my notes, I gave it its own line. I like spaced it way out so I would keep it there and like bolded it. So that way I was like, I'm gonna do this.
I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm starting the notes off with. And then I'm gonna go into the actual notes. So we started off going into town and approaching the tower. This was like right after we had talked to the bandits the previous session, and they got them to convince us to go in, and the guards had been just kind of like more or less statues. I know they're actual people, but they didn't do squat, and we're not going to. But anyways, we approached the tower that is made out of the solid tree piece of wood. It has a big arcane eye on top of it that's kind of like looking at us. We kind of get this real sense of wrongness, that everything's just a bit off for having such like a huge event going on. There are picnics in the rain, which is not a thing you see in Tsegia. So, foreigners doing weird things. And then right in front of the tower, there's about 10 guards, and we get checked at the entrance. We kind of have a little back and forth about getting my name and the name of the company correct so they can let us through. They tell us we're allowed on the first floor and the fifth floor and nowhere else. There's just like this big fireplace inside that's just absolutely pumping out heat, keeping everybody warm. Go up to the front desk with a sharply dressed young man who asks us for our names yet again, which we provide. And then we kind of have a back and forth about his clothing because I give him a compliment, and it turns out he gets his clothes from the tailor I get my clothes from. So, we have a little like instant connection there, which is great. And we find out there's 7 floors to this building in total. And so we're like, well, we'll go up to the 5th floor and see what's up going up there. On the way up, we pass the 2nd floor, which is where the scrying chamber is, the like scrying pool thing. And everybody's kind of watching like the contest. There's like an announcer, everybody's in there just really enjoying. And we see a guy that I think is maybe Shaluvi, but I don't know because of the description Patrick gave. That I was like, oh, was that him? But who knows? Anyways, we don't really get to see him super well. We just see the big deer antlers and a fancy bone charm necklace. But yeah. I do the rubbernecking thing, trying to just see what's going on in the room. But we just keep on walking. We pass the Raincatcher's Lounge where a bunch of people are having a good time, just making out, people hanging out with a dog. I think there's a dog in there. Is it the same dog that was doing tricks later?
Different dog.
I didn't ask that question. Okay.
Yeah.
I should have asked that question day of. Anyways, I realized there's 2 dogs. Anyways, there's a dog. The thing that everyone is the most excited about is that there is a dog. Because that is the real attraction. Man, the bard should just be a dog. We should just get a dog, call it our bard. It's just a dog. Like, this is our bard. It's just a dog. Anyways, then we pass the 4th floor, which is like the guest quarters. The doors are closed, so we can't see them in there. We go to the Great Hall, which is on the 5th floor, which is where all the food is. And we see the Markham family crest by a table, so we know that's where we're supposed to sit. We just beeline it right to the food. We're like, hey, if we're not supposed to eat the food, they'll tell us. If not, we'll eat as much food as we can before they can stop us. While we're eating, we see Lamal and Kaiden is his name,
Yes.
right? Kaiden. Okay, I just have Lamal and Company written
Or sorry,
down, and I
Caden.
realize Kaiden. That's where it is. I realized there's another guy. I just wrote Lamal and Company. I should have wrote his name. Anyway, so Sam and I go, time to just duck out and not have to talk to them. I don't really want to have this conversation. So we dip out, and on the way out, I try and take my food with me, and so does Sam, and they tell us we can't, so I just give him the plate. Sam tries to sleight of hand some stuff off some skewers. Doesn't quite work the way he wants to. So he ends up he's sliding a hand in the skewers in his sleeves, I guess. Doesn't work, so he just pulls them off and just they're disgusted. I'm embarrassed. Everything is great. We go. Lamia gets caught in an awkward conversation with the 2 of them, though, Maul and Caden, and really doesn't want to have to deal with that. But while she's having a terrible, awkward conversation with them, we get to watch a dog do tricks downstairs. It's fantastic. And during her terrible conversation, she gets kind of quizzed about Casimiro being mad, and she kind of doesn't tell the whole truth. And as we all know, Lamia is not good at lying, so Lamal probably doesn't buy that. And he definitely one more things her as she's about to leave, because he's like, oh yeah, if you're gonna go, oh, one more thing though. These are my parents. And he introduces her to the heads. I was gonna say head of House Modric, but heads. There's two of them. It is like a Hydra. House Modric is much like a Hydra. I'm sure bisecting Viscul or Tressa will not produce extra people, but you never know. Weirder stuff has happened. He introduced them to that, but yeah, so we get to watch a dancing dog, and then we also get to watch another cool juggling routine, which was really awesome. Which is
the star,
not
the dog,
where,
dogs
yeah, that was my star last night, but not where I got my sword swallower idea from, or maybe it was, I don't remember, because they were juggling stuff, and I don't know. I was like, hey, this is great.
No, we got the idea when Panda was trying to sleight of hand the skewer, and we're like, he was like, what if I put it down my throat? And it's like, roll a new character.
Right. Yeah, the idea is like, you pretend to swallow a fork and you spit up a spoon.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the scare should be wonderful. Anyway. So Lamia goes to meet the Dora. She goes to shake everybody's hand, and when she's shaking Tressa's hand, she nat 20s the will save. So booyakasha. But they're like, oh yeah, can we meet with your boss? And she's just like, I guess. And so they come downstairs and grab me and Sam, and we go up to the 6th floor in the big library study area, and we go to a soundproof room, which isn't troubling at all. We also pass a guy summoning an ape in a soundproof room, which is cool. But yeah, so we're in there and we're like trying to figure out what makes the room soundproof, and apparently it's just something the tree does. Tressa tells us kind of a story about the Starken Night and how the tree was killed, caused terrible plague, and long string of events, plague was cured, tree was brought back to life. And then they kind of try and bring up my master, and that, his house is cursed and it's blighting the city it was in, and all of that stuff starting to spread, and maybe they can take care of this for me. Tressa mind reads me and Lamia, but not Sam. And
goddamn nat 20s.
Right. Speaking of, I am like, oh, she totally just read my mind, and I try and like check out what she does, but there's no verbal or somatic component. So either she's ludicrously powerful, or she's some kind of creature with like a special ability to do this. I said vampire, I think off stream, but don't take that to the bank. That's just a joke. That's because that's one of the characters that can generally do manipulation stuff. I don't think they can read your mind though. They can just control you. But yeah,
depends on if they're a sexy vampire or not. If
I kind of play with my cards more on the table because I realize they've read our minds, essentially. So I tell them about Vladimiri, and Trust is very not happy about that. And then she kind of informs me that my master is still alive, adjacent to alive, I guess. He's been transformed into some weird thing. And then she's talking about how her ancestors built the Vladimiri statue and many of those other statues, and she wants a piece of that statue in exchange for taking care of my master. And they barked up the wrong tree with that one, because I'm very much like, no, I got this. If he's a problem, my problem, I'll solve it. And I kind of am like, so, but you could offer me something better than that, something that I would be more willing to take. And they do, and I of course turned them down because I was doing that to
fuck with them.
Yeah, jerk. Yeah, no, and it was a power play. It was to show that I am not solely in a position to be just controlled or dominated. But sometimes that comes in the form of just being an ass, which I am quite good at. I am adept at that.
Lamia's nightmare happened, being part of a social faux pas.
Oh yeah. Well, so I'm like, okay, well, we got to leave now. I grab some paper and a pen to write notes to Clint and all of my friends that I've seen so far. Kamal. I know her name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Rahala?
No. Volga. Yeah, see, Patrick, I said the same time. Volga. Yeah. So Rahala and Volga, to kind of let them know, hey, the master's alive. You should know about this. This is important. But yeah, I write the note to Clint, Rahala, and anybody else. I mean, I guess like Verbrong. I don't I wrote notes to Patrick just for
Yeah, you said
people
them
behind
to
the
me.
curtain. I actually wrote what I wrote in the notes and sent them to Patrick. I don't remember that. I could look at the message. I don't remember what I did. I know that the final message to Clinton Rahal and them had like 3 PSs on it. I was like, PS, PPS, PPPS. And I just kept doing that because I had more stuff to add. But we realized that she's kind of like mind controlling guards as we go to walk out because they like snap to in this study and are like, oh, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, leaving. And then we get told by that guard to, or maybe it was a different guard. A guard gets kind of mind controlled and tells us that the village that our horses and shorts are at is going to be attacked by the fox runners. And so we're like, oh, it's time to GTFO. So I march straight towards those Crescent Sun bandits that are on the other side of town. And I'm like, hey, you want to help us defeat some bandits who are going to sack a city because that'd be really bad for you guys and everybody else and would be terrible. Also, here's money. And that's the key. So we get them on board.
And
we
you
go buy
get to
some
keep
horses.
the loot.
Yeah, I did tell them they got to keep all the loot. We go buy horses from a Crazy Eddie style car salesman, except he's a horse salesman. And we hustle our butts to Gunhari and get there. And we're kind of talking tactics with the Crescent Sun leader and trying to figure stuff out. And we're going to bring all this basically to the village leader and kind of give him the rundown of what we figured out is sitting ominously outside of his village, because I believe they're off to like the west of the village. And if you, can the stream see the map? No. Okay,
Yes.
but there's an area where they are probably located on the map. Sam also had a really good idea that we're going to pitch, but I'm going to say it now just in part of the recap. We're going to try and lure down one of the beaver gators that I'm trying to remember the actual name of.
I thought of it yesterday. 8 Ink, yeah.
8 Ink, yeah. One of the 8 Inks to maybe go chomp on some bandits. But we'll pitch that to them as well. You guys get to hear that in character. But I just want to remind everybody that Sam had a great idea.
Sorry, I just realized what my name in the call is. Because I said it out loud instead of reading it. Okay, yeah.
I just looked at it
Eon.
too. I renamed myself. I'm Poke 500 because I went 500 today on the Pokemon ladder. So
Nerd.
I'm like 14 and 14.
All right. Anyone else want to add anything specific before we jump in character?
Sam was smug as hell. He didn't. He passed that will check.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Isla goes by Ruin Maker
That is also true.
and
You did learn
is
that.
part of a weird heritage that's not fully Demi or like Vishkanya.
I was omitting that though because I figured we were going to tell the village.
Oh, okay. I didn't
That
know
is why I
that.
omitted
works.
all of that. That was
Okay.
Okay, well, in that case, yes, for the benefit of chat, in case anyone doesn't remember, this whole thing here, indicating on the map, represents, they can see, like, smoke, they can tell there's, like, a bunch of campfires and things in the distance. This radius represents where that camp could actually be, physically.
Where
It
can he
should be
be?
a smaller radius than that, but I can fix that right now.
3PO.
Snell pulls up.
Sweet.
Snall's time.
It's definitely not further east than this line though. So cool. Anyway. So we pick back up. You arrive on the outskirts of, well, what amounts to the outskirts of a small village of less than 200 people, of the village of Gunhari. Familiar place. It looks a bit different in the dead of night than it did in the middle of the day when you first arrived. But it's definitely the same place. They are obviously pretty concerned as not only your party, but a group of about 30 armed men and women also approach. Now, obviously, the leader of the Cresting Suns group that you're with, he sends a few people to ride ahead and let everyone know that you're coming and that nobody's going to get hurt and yada, yada, yada. But they are still a bit alarmed. It's in the middle of the night and everybody's armed. So you are stopped outside the village. there's a bit of talking that goes on up ahead of you before they finally allow you to enter the village. You can, just by watching it, you can kind of tell a bit of coercion is used. There's very much the energy of like, look, we don't have time to sit here and convince you. You're going to let us in, and eat, whether we're here to sack this village and kill all of you, or here to help you out, this is going to turn out a lot better if you don't resist right now. So that's they just kind of push their way in. By the time you guys actually reach the actual village center, the chief, an older Vishkanya man, still just in like a long tunic and a pair of breeches and stuff, but he's standing in the village square with like a few of the what you imagine are the militia, and he himself has a spear. He's not like pointing it, branching it, but he does have it with him. You'll approach the Cresting Sun's leader guy, who I realized I never gave the name of. His name is Mavat. Mavat rides kind of in the front. You guys are pretty much right behind him. Like you imagine, like it's like him, probably his best people, like kind of just right in the front. And you're just behind them, kind of in the middle of the pack almost. Most protected position because you're not one of them, so they're escorting you essentially.
Right.
Mavat will first get off of his horse, walk over. He's probably getting off the horse as like a sign of like, hey, I ain't trying to ride you guys down. So hops off and he walks over. This is hold on. This is
That's fine.
Chief Kareem. This is not exactly a social call. We're here because there's an imminent attack on your village, and it's not by us, it's fox runners. The chief's right, and it was imperative that you came here in the middle of the night, I see. Am I to believe that all the smoke off to the west is who you say it is? Mavat's nodding. Aye, that is true. We weren't going to show up at first, but let's be frank. This has a lot more at stake than just a few bushels of grain and a couple burned down huts. I'll let somebody a little bit better with words explain it than me. What now?
So is it Melvad or is it Frank?
Anyway, he motions to you all, and we'll like kind of step aside and like lead his horse to the side.
I just want to say, Panda, that despite you lapsing into that, I managed to hold out my comment from earlier. So shame. Anyways, I had one earlier.
I don't know, man. You've already been kicked from the call once. I gotta step up my game.
I'll make it a 3. Guys. Don't test me.
Please.
Yeah. See,
Guys, yeah. I mean, I may not understand the reference, but continue.
Yes.
All right. So, let's see. My accent didn't want to come out. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you were
like,
trying to do.
And
he's
I was
getting lost
about
over
to
there.
just be like, so listen here, bud. And then I was like, that is not what I sound like at all.
Surprise
No.
Pikachu face.
Called Harris the Dale.
Right, yeah, so that was just all right. So, the fires and the smoke and the stuff. You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, in this case, where there's smoke, there's a wildfire, and it's in the form of Isle of the Ruin Maker. That's her band of fox runners over there, and they're coming here specifically.
We'd sent a few scouts that direction, and none of them have returned. That sounds like her.
Yeah,
Why
they
would
were
she come
hired,
to Ganhari?
They were hired by the Dorats to destroy this village specifically, and unfortunately,
His eyes
that's
go wide.
Yeah.
Continue.
That's our fault. They're trying to use your village as leverage against us, which is not fair. But the Dorats don't play fair, and we can't play fair back. So we have to do something to save your homes and also defeat these bandits. So we got these bandits. I just kind of like motion to the Cresting Suns.
Use us as leverage. We don't know who you are, stranger. How can?
Well, for one,
Sure,
our
you've
general
left some
concern
horses.
for the lives of people in the area and also our animals, and then just generally, I'm really not a fan of bandit attacks.
The man standing to his right speaks up and says, "If this is your fault, then why don't you simply turn yourself over to them?"
It's not going to stop them. They want to destroy the village. We can walk over there and let them chop our heads off and desiccate our bodies and throw us in the dam. They're still going to come here and destroy your whole village.
That likely is part of their job.
That's
to
what they were
destroy
hired
this
to do.
place.
They weren't hired to kill us. They were hired to destroy this village. We were told about it because they knew it would get us away from another location. I know this seems like a crazy chess checkers situation here, and it kind of is. But the long and short of it is, we're here to help you not die.
Father, this doesn't make any sense. And the chief just kind of holds a hand out. Says, fine, let's say that's all true. What does destroying this village earn them?
Whatever you have, and it sates Isla's innate need to destroy things.
Even a monster like Isla has reasons. And there's a balance, but then Mavat cuts in and says, that's why we're here. Look, yes, there's been deals struck, there's a whole lot of politics involved. I don't think Isla gives a shit about that. The Fox Runners never have. They've always had goals beyond that. Now they've got funding. As soon as they got the opportunity to upset this whole tenuous peace we've had, they're going to take it. And if that starts here, that's bad news for your village. The chief nods. See, even though he's Mishkan, and you can tell his scales are like naturally fairly pale. He's mostly just one coloration, just even in like the dark. But even beyond that, you see that like he flushes a bit more than you might even expect. Fine, then what are you suggesting? We can't fight them all. He's just looking at like the smoke in the distance. That's at least 3, maybe 4 camps worth. We've got 24 amongst us. Even our hardened warriors, there's only 12, 13. The rest just are relatively competent enough to wield a weapon in the face of danger. We are not a place of fighters. We were farmers and traders, hunters at least. And Mavat says, well, there's 30 of us, and there's these people here. Supposedly very, very capable. You guys were the ones hired by Markham, right?
Indeed. So, my pal Sam over here at Gesture raised a very interesting point, too, that there's an 8-ank dam a little ways away from your village, too. We could try and draw one out and see if we can get it to smash through and even up those numbers a bit.
The sun, you can, you guys can roll sense motive real quick.
Ooh, maybe I'll actually roll good.
I love straight die rolls. They're fun.
Get our
And that
ones in
sounds
for
like I
Poland.
don't love them, but I actually do. They're hilarious.
Ooh, I did roll
Wow.
good.
Nat 20, what do you know, Lamia? Getting the Nat 20s.
Sorry, I'm scrolling
I rolled an
down.
11.
Liam. Okay, it's just Lamia. You can see the sun to the chief's right, it looks like he stifles a laugh. Like you can just kind of see it in his eyes for a moment, and he just kind of looks away for a second. And the chief says, "I don't know that an Adank can be reasoned with. Well, for one, as far as I know, they don't speak they don't speak Ulu, and even those of us who are good with the tending of animals would never dare get close."
Well, we'll dare to get close. My mate here can speak with animals, and also we don't have to reason with it. We just have to trick it.
That requires some level of agreeing to a parlay, I believe. So,
Well,
if you think you could do that, though, they haven't sent a rider out yet. I don't know if that means they're not going to, or maybe they're still biding their time. We don't have time to wait till the morning. I'm gonna go wake our lead hunter. He can tell you more about the Adank.
Oh, we appreciate that. And then while we're doing that, I point to the representative of the bandits, I guess in general. I was like, they'll coordinate any kind of defenses and everything.
Hold on.
No, I meant the group. I didn't mean specifically one person, because I figured there's more than just him here, right?
There's more than just him. He's obviously the lead.
I just point to their group as kind of
Just
like
them.
they're going to coordinate the defenses. So anything you need to work with them, that's great. Our job, besides wrangling an Adank, is going to be to drive straight at Isla and do our best to take care of her.
If
Go ahead.
you're concerned about those that are just like farmers and those who can't fight, it might be best to try and send them in the middle of the night, further away from the town.
To where?
I would know this
In
as
the
a
dead of
this person,
night,
but
defenseless. There are other villages, but they are hours away.
yeah, that's a good point.
Unfortunately, the only answer might be you just have to kind of hide in the woods somewhere until we can figure this all out, and they don't want to be caught in a potential crossfire. But I'm going to defer to your local knowledge on best places to hide, because I don't know anything.
Places.
Yeah.
You said you would like to try to take this fight to her. That would be best. Regardless of any defenses we can mount here, I mean, we can't have a battlefield made of our village. This is.
I point at the because I don't know what the plan for defense is. That's their job. I'm not a tactician. I'm a man of action.
Navat just sighs and says, "Look, I understand you got an attachment to this place and everything, but we need to get the drop on her, and a place like this that looks wide open is the best way." And they start to kind of argue a bit, and the son, even though he looks angry, kind of like seems to notice that you guys are just stuck there. "I'll take you to the hunter."
Thank you.
He marches you through the village. It's not very big. Again, less than 200 people. It's just a few houses, a few huts, and like some tents and things set out in different spots. You can tell there's people just live in them. Not everybody's got like a full-on house. You see just like a few, livestock and things just kind of walking around, and most of them are sleeping, but some have wandered, like started moving up and agitating at like the noise and commotion of everyone arriving. He brings you up to the door of a small wooden cottage, knocks on it a few times. Just boo, 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 boo. Steps back. Another older man answers, just long, gray beard, Demi, obviously. Throws the door open. Sees the rest of you. What's going on? We may be attacked very soon. These strangers are wanting to lure an Adank against our enemies. What? And he like lets the guy out. He like kind of explains the situation to him. clearly, pretty briefly, shows him the smoke and whatnot, explains who you are, and the hunter says, well, go back to your father, boy. Y'all come in. He just walks into the house. Follow him in. You're immediately hit with the scent of alcohol. It's not like clinging to him so much, but it's definitely in the house. He takes you to, it's not very big, it's like one big open space. You got like a couple of like walled off areas in the back. But it's just this big open spot. There's like a table sitting off to the side, like a few chests sitting out. You can see there's some like herbs and vegetables and some like meat and things that are hung up and drying. So you go and sit over there, and now you're getting like booze and like really strong spices and fermentation. There's like a lot of powerful smells in this house. He has you all sit down and just starts. He puts like some small wooden cups down in front of you. Takes a small, like a medium-sized like ceramic jug of some kind. Pours a little bit of a clear liquid inside each of them. Doesn't smell like water at all. Takes a quick swig of it himself. Sets it on a counter. Okay. Pulls up a chair. So, I know about hunting, Hayethe. Myself, my father, his father, one before him, all have hunted the beast before. Which of you is the greatest hunter?
Point to Sam.
Point at Sam.
Yeah.
Boy, pay attention then. Hayethe is not an animal. It's not like a deer. It's not like a bear. It's not a... It's such a simple beast.
But it is an animal, though.
It is
Like,
a
it's
beast
not-
of
it's not-
some kind.
It's not you know.
I can tell
from
you
another
he's
planet.
not going to be able to tell you the difference between
I
a
know.
magical beast and an animal. He's not going to be able to make
I
that
was going
distinction for
to
you.
make sure it wasn't like a fiend or some kind of
Right.
magical, or I guess magical beast. It's like some wizard that can come up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just I don't know science classifications and things like that. What I know is these things are smart. Too smart for being a regular creature. You know, we think of smart animals like a dog is a smart animal, a cat is a smart animal, an ape is a smart. This is more. It's smart enough that it can be cruel, and it is. The dams they create, not like beaver dams that are made as just an instinct, a thing that is can be benefits, can be home for many of their kind. These things make them like big game hunters decorating their place with trophies. They are not just wood and mud. There is gore, there are bones in these dams, in their homes. They drag prey away, torture, rip it apart, decorate these places with it. This is not some survival like a regular creature. And Hayethe enjoys the suffering of its prey. It is just as easy for it to take a fawn as it is a grown man. But if a family is walking, it will take a child, or their pet, something that hurts worse, just because it can. We keep our children away from the rivers for a reason. I don't know if your plan is to have it chase you to these enemies, to this Isla.
I mean, it was a thought.
Well, like,
was like-
they are smart. They're not smart like a person, though. I mean, maybe very dumb person. Like, dumbest
That was-
person you know, maybe.
That was like the last thing on my list, though. Have them chase me.
They're not particularly fast on land. Dangerous if you get cornered. The bite is nasty. And because they're not like alligator on their own, it's like it's got big claws. So it is the bite, it's the claws, and its tail is very powerful. Yeah, I've watched it strike a horse and kill it outright, knocks the rider into the water. They're gone. So do not underestimate it at all, or its capacity for cruelty. Up north, this dam that is there, we don't hunt those. Not the ones here. Those not the ones that I went against. You never hunt the ones nearby. They're smart enough to know to not rattle a nest like this. If they start picking off our people, then we come hunt them.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, if we go and start hunting them for sport or for honor, we may draw vengeance from them. But I can tell you we've scouted this one. It's up north. There are 3. I haven't been able to figure out the sex of the creatures, but there are at least 3 adults. One is there less frequently. I think maybe a visitor from further north up the river, but it is there frequent enough. 1, scary. Difficult to take down, even for very trained hunters. Even in my prime, before I got this gray, as you see, with a full team, 1 is a risk, 2 is emergency, 3 is death. You will need to find a way to lure one away, or something like that. Even if one of them is willing to follow you or listen if you have magics to talk with it. If there are 3 of them, there's no convincing. And it will be emboldened by the competition of who gets to eat first. I will say, if you can get them to go and attack this camp, they can do a lot of destruction.
Well, hopefully we can. I mean, that's the plan.
It's very informative. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. He's like looking at the cups to see if any of you are drinking drink.
Well, I was so engrossed in what he was saying that I had not yet. But I'll be like, any other? I'll like grab it. You know how? Hold on. I'll illustrate. I have a cup. I'll grab it from the top like this as when you're going to pick it up, and I'll be like, as I'm picking up, I'm standing. Anything else that we need to know before we head that way?
That's what I know. If you have questions, I have years of experience, and what I didn't see, my father did.
Sam, you know what questions to ask. I down the drink in like one shot, and I set it down on the table and be like,
that shit burns, buddy.
Sam knows what to ask. I'm gonna go try and procure supplies. Supplies. I need to go get supplies. And I like go as I'm like,
Eli, do you need someone to be with you?
No. Finding our horses. I know where to go.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense for me to stand there and not ask questions. Like, just literally just stand there and go, that's so interesting. I can be useful somewhere else.
Oh wow, I hate it.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Listen, the less I know about this idea, the better. The far more likely I'm going to just do it.
I am really sorry. Even though I went before starting tonight, I have to go to the restroom again. Please continue.
Then you go. Yeah.
I still got
Oh, well,
30
that's the
minutes.
gentleman.
My bladder has a timer. No.
Well, I have more questions maybe about this village itself. What is its main domesticated animal that y'all raise?
Here we recently, for a while, we had lots of sheep. It's there's a sickness came through a few summers ago, made it kind of difficult. We only have a few left, so right now, it's pigs. Easy to feed, quite hardy, fairly
Gestation
smart.
period's quick.
Yeah, exactly. And luckily, the area around here is loud enough. They don't really want to leave and go into the woods.
Mm.
They prefer to stay where it's safe. Didn't mention that. Yes, pig. Pig is a smart animal. Not as smart as I think.
No. No, I'm trying to work out options in my head for these 8 ink if I do manage to have some kind of discussion with one or hopefully just one of them. If they are as cruel as you say, I may not be able to bribe them with some sort of deal. But
To be honest, I never talked to one.
yeah, I'm thinking though if perhaps I might be able to bribe them with maybe a offering from this village, an animal of some sort, for a period of time for them coming to this aid. Also, in the I'm going to maybe I'll run this by you to tell you if this sounds like a terrible idea. If there is more than one of them, I want to see which one is stronger by seeing how many of the bandits, which one can kill more.
Kill the most bandits. I'll have a reward.
I'm not
for
exactly
whoever can
good
do
with
it.
words. I don't know if that would translate into animal speech well. I mean, that sounds like they're very smart. You say.
Who's smart?
I believe I could trick a child with that. I don't know.
Child does not have their temperament, though. Child can be cruel, but out of ignorance.
Yes.
Cruel out of intent. They're still wild. They're still... Strength is still important, so trying to think how they think is difficult. You have to think like a terrible person, like a murderer, like sort of thing does it want more. May work. Maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what their words would be like, but you could try. And if you have... Look, I know they're driven a lot by hunger still. Even though they have intelligence, food is the big motivation for why they move. The cruelty comes with that spur into action. So, an offering is good, but the bigger one is better.
That gives me another thought. Instead of leading the 8 to those bandits, maybe I could lead a group of those bandits to the 8 and get them to rile it up enough. Just by being in the area. I don't know.
Possibly.
Whatever we do, we might have to sleep. I don't know if are we sleeping tonight? No, look at you.
I'm
already gone.
Oh, you left? Yeah, shit.
Could be something. Sleep on.
Yeah. I look at
People will be keeping an eye out.
I look at Lamia.
She went to the bathroom. So, she's in the outhouse.
Sorry, I get to play a joke because character the player's not here. you know,
may
part
be
of
able
me.
to lure them. Give me a quick perception check. This is semi-retroactive.
Perception.
Yeah.
Is his house made of wood?
The
With
house
the
is
leaf-
indeed made of wood.
With leaf thatching on the top, correct?
Grass.
Oh, damn.
As you did name
31.
it. So yeah, but when he mentioned like something bigger would be better, you did notice when you were walking over here that they had a couple of cows. One a little bit more emaciated than the other, like they're not like big fat cows, right? But you did notice those two in that were in the village.
Mm-hmm. Would I know how much cows cost?
Oh yeah, give me
3
Profession
magic
Farmer.
beans.
Shut up.
Yeah, you have
I
Profession
only
Farmer,
have
so
3
give me
good
that.
beans.
Well,
Say that
I
again.
can make a magic. Sorry,
I'll
professional
wait.
farming is what he said. For me being rude. That's what he said.
Say again, Patrick. I missed you.
He said it.
I did.
Profession
You
Farmer.
just weren't listening.
Oh, profession farmer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. Is also.
Oh yeah. I'll get a roll. I'm
I
the
thought-
best
I
farmer.
straight up thought that was
Jeez.
going to be a 1. I really did. You'd be like, I got these snails.
Oh
in
my
my pocket.
gosh.
I got it price per pound per cow.
Oh, buddy.
Yeesh.
This specific type of cow as well.
So
I'm concerned.
for one,
Look, I'm gonna try and buy these cows probably and try to use them as offering because I don't feel good about just, But yeah, go ahead.
so for one, not only do you know, even though it was fucking dark, those weren't cows, they were yaks.
Huh.
And
Yes.
normally, like a decent one that's in decent health is going to be about 24 gold pieces. These are pretty skinny. You assume it's probably a breeding pair. So even though they're not like the best of health, if those are the only 2 they have, you don't want to like cut price on one because they're gonna have to like go buy another one. So,
Yeah. I'm taking both. Because, and God help me, I am not gonna cast Speak with Animals until I get there because I don't want to hear on the way there. Hey, what are we doing? Where are you taking us?
where are we going, bud?
What are we doing? You're going to
Madge,
be
can you
Oh, I don't
believe
feel
that
good
this
about
gentleman
this.
is taking us out on this long walk?
Look, I don't feel good about it, but it is quite literally saving a bunch of villagers.
Yeah, no.
I mean, what was going to happen to the cows anyway?
Listen, they were gonna get eaten.
Yeah.
As someone who never does this, I'm gonna take my one opportunity to do this as a vegetarian. Shame. Anyways, my one opportunity.
This time,
Yacker-
meat is
Yacker.
murder. No, so,
Yeah.
so
Sam
you're
hasn't
gonna
thought
offer
about that since learning Speak with Animals of his meat eating.
Oh no.
so that's what you remember seeing them. You able to
24
easily
gold.
put together the price in your mind. Yeah, per head.
Who would I talk to? Does the village own those 2 their yak that I saw coming in, or does that somebody own those specifically?
Oh,
Where would they be?
Shit. It's the only pair of them, but yeah,
I'm gonna give a
the
fair
house
price.
attached. Yeah, the house attached to that pen is the owner.
Okay, I'll go see if he's willing to. I'm going to give him a fair price, even though they're a little scrawny, but because I'd hate to take the last pair. But nothing good would happen to him if y'all get overrun by bandits anyway. So,
At least this way they'll feed something. Bandits will just rip them in half for fun.
I mean,
they'll eat 'em.
yeah. The 8 might rip them in half for fun too, because they're apparently pretty damn cruel. But yeah. Look, it's going to happen off screen, like the goat on to Jurassic Park.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like Klondike.
Oh no! Oh no!
Klondike
watch it.
survived. You saved him.
For now. No.
We don't know that.
A goat is not a safe disguise. That's all I'm saying. Keep going. Sorry.
It is not. Well, I will bid you adieu at that point. I'm gonna have a man to go see about
Bid
some
me
yaks.
to do what?
Oh, sorry. That's something I learned from my aunt, Teresa.
Okay.
Did
Well,
you
let's
forget to
Man
say
about a
goodnight?
yak. What was she doing in this euphemism of seeing? Because normally I gotta go see a man about a horse. Is you gotta go pee.
Yeah.
So what was she
No,
doing that she's gonna go see a man about a yak?
No, she was from the Calico. That's why.
I don't know anything about Persian culture.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
cheers.
bid you farewell is basically how I use it in context. I don't actually know what the word means.
He gives you he says cheers and
Yeah.
waits for you to drink your drink. And Lamia,
Yeah.
the drinkers.
Oh, you're back from the bathroom.
Yes, I am.
Sorry, that happened in character because I looked.
Oh,
for
yeah,
Dave for a
definitely.
question, and he was gone.
Yep.
Or like his character's gone. So you were still here, but you weren't here.
Like, you guys
You
left
were
me
in the
alone with
outhouse.
this strange man. Why?
Yeah, I
You're an
will.
adult. You take care of yourself. Lamia will just throw that down her throat.
Yeah,
Cough.
Bang on.
Like, thanks.
It's
Prost,
not pleasant.
and I
Yeah.
saved
It's-
my generic.
It's not pleasant at all. It's one of those tastes that like you almost have to chew. Like it goes down, but there's this like kerosene, like chemical pungentness just stuck in your mouth for a cool minute after that.
Did you make this yourself?
No, a guy on the east side of the village made it. It's shit, but
It works.
yeah, it does.
All right, where we're gonna
You notice he didn't flinch. He's just like, "Yep, fucking awful."
There's a tincture maker in Hansaik. Might want to talk to him if you ever get the chance. Oh boy.
I don't go that far.
Fair.
Have a good night.
You too.
Hopefully not the last one.
Definitely.
You guys head out. While you've been in there, Eli, you've noticed that there are some of the militia have been like going around to like the different doors and like at people's tents and stuff. Basically, like you can tell they're going around spreading the word. Some people are, just terrified and are like out asking questions and like gathering stuff up, and they got like kids around them and yada yada yada. Some of them are, taking up arms and kissing their spouses goodbye, whether it be the lady kissing their husband or vice versa, or you can't tell. There's a lot of movement happening. When you're kind of walking around, you'll see the son again as he's like walking away from another house. Will notice you. Says, "If you're looking for my father, his hut is over here."
Oh, I was
Points
thinking
it
of
out.
my horse. But
Mm.
okay. And then I'll just walk to where his dad is.
You say that, but he's just like, "Oh, yeah, stable is still on the north side." But so if you go over there, the door's actually open. But as you approach, you can hear the conversation happening on the inside. You hear the chief just saying, "But even if we leave, even if we evacuate, where will we go? What will we do? That not everywhere just takes refugees. The other villages can't accommodate all of us." And you hear Mavat is just like, "Look, that's not my concern. My concern is making sure this place doesn't get burned down and you don't all get murdered, because that is going to cause a lot more of that to happen on this side of the country." They're just like going back and forth about this when
Let's
you
kinda
walk in.
Walk into the middle of the circle. Listen, what the other villages are going to do, that's a future you problem, which you won't have a future you to have that problem if you don't leave.
With all due respect, that is said from the perspective of someone who does not have to lead people into these decisions. I cannot just tell people this will happen and they will do it. They must be convinced. And to do that, I don't know that any of us have the skill. This is a place where their roots have been sown, and I don't understand why this battle has to take place here. There are trees and other things you can take cover and set up ambushes on outside of here. You can see Mavat you get that look on his face of just like, we've been over this, and he's just
He's like explained it. I don't listen. I don't know the tactical reasons, and I can't pretend to know what you're going through and having to lead all of these people because I only have to be in control of like 4 people max at any one point in time, and I can't get them to walk in the same direction, let alone all do the same thing at once. So, I've got no idea what to tell you on this one, but I can say that this is something we have to figure out for the future and safety of this village and the people who live here. If they want to be able to come back to where their roots are planted, they've got to move for now. We're not trees. We're beings, sapient beings who can get up and move around and use our arms and legs, which is great. And we've got to do that right now. We've got to understand that sometimes you have to break your ties and cut your roots in order to set them somewhere new, or follow me here. Planting analogy. I'm not great at farming. Got to rotate our crops. In this case, this crop's going to be war. Unfortunately, it's a real bad one.
All right, give me diplomacy.
I wish Sam was here so I could like look at him and be like, I said the farming thing right? Like, I really wish he was here for that. Just
You gotta rotate your crops. You
You needed him here, apparently.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Ouch. And no one voted for you, I think.
I was going to, but then I forgot to vote.
So you're
I was
talking about this, and like right as you get to the end of your explanation, you notice that there's a snail on your sleeve. There's like a little green-bodied snail with this like really bright amber colored. It almost looks like crystallized amber for a shell. It's just like on your sleeve, and you kind of forget what you were saying and like trail off.
I definitely do that ADHD thing of like, ooh, like squirrel, right? Where it's like,
yeah,
oh, look at this little bug, and it's just like in the middle of the sentence, like, look at this little fella. Isn't that a cool shell? And it's like,
Are you typing that up, Panda?
No.
Oh, shoot.
the lives of my people are at stake, and you're interested in this snail. Like, well, look at him, he's such a little charmer.
Like you can see, he notices the snail too, and then notices your attention slipped away. And he was like, "Why did he just stop talking?"
I put him down. Sorry, where was I? So people
look,
in the safety. I'm sorry. That
right, of course. It's not that your point isn't valid. It's just I understand we have to do what we have to do. It could take time. If you're willing to stay in the village, obviously we'll have watches posted and everything, but this isn't an order I can just give tonight and hope that it's followed. It's going to take time. I pray that the rest of your plans work a lot more smoothly than an evacuation.
Ooh, buddy, me too. I mean, you know, all we can do at this point is play the cards we've got dealt and hope it turns out the best. We don't control the deck, unfortunately, just our hands. I'm not much of a card player, sorry.
Just
making farmer analogies, poker analogies. I don't do either of those things.
Speaking of hands, you know what they say about idle hands. I've got men and women to put into tactical positions. We're going to be taking cover in the village for now. Whether that stays the same or not, we will get to in the morning. But as it stands, we're not in a position to launch an attack. So this is the safest thing we can do right this second. Can we agree on that, Chief? And he just nods. I suppose on that we can agree. Good. If I may. He gets up and leaves. You can see, like, as he gets to the door, he's just like, fucking hell. Like, he's like, not happy.
Yeah, they're like, God damn, people, you know. Just trying to do my job.
Yeah, like this dude's a bandit. He's like, why the fuck am I out here? You know, but he knows why he's out here. But
400 gold in loot and spoils, and not destabilizing a region so that he can continue to profit. You know, I gave this man both short-term and long-term incentives to assist me. I was covering all the.
It's no less frustrating to deal with other people.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? That's life.
He's just like, dude,
in any kind of society that requires.
So he leaves.
And
I imagine you're like you go get the animals, or at least go see them. And about that time is when Sam and Lamy are coming out of the hunter's house.
So I'm heading over to the stables. I just talked to the chief. On the evacuation at the moment. They're working on it. The Crescent Suns are gonna bed in for the night. We have to figure out if we're gonna ride for that 8 a.m. Den tonight, or if we're gonna try and bed down and do it super early in the morning.
I would prefer to do it super early in the morning.
Honestly, me too. Because
Do we want to at least get closer?
Well, I mean, we rode real hard to get here all day. I don't want to.
You
I don't
guys
even
are
want to take our horses. I want to take
past the
the
limit.
combat trained horses and stuff, right? And they need to rest.
Mhm.
We need to rest too. But the horses definitely do. I mean, we could, like I said, we could switch mounts, but I'd rather keep our horses in shorts, safe, and ride these ones that we bought specifically for this.
Yeah, remember
That
you guys
sounds
did 8
really
hours
terrible, but,
and a hustle to get here.
Yeah.
So you're already worn out.
Like that's. I know that sounds terrible, but this horse is
Okay.
great. He's my pal now. I like grab the horse like he's my pal now. But
You haven't
Nick's-
named him like Fuego, his name.
I've known it. He has a name. I just don't know it. When Sam casts Speak with Animals, we'll find out. I don't name people. I didn't name Nick's either. That's his name. I didn't give it to him.
Okay.
What if it has a
guys
bad
are-
name like Thunderfart, the manure heavy?
Uh,
You
Then
guys
that's
are gonna
next.
rest.
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess so.
so we'll find an inn or whatever.
I'm gonna go talk to a man about some yak first.
Oh,
that's
sure.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna go
when
find
you
a place
say that
to
to me,
stay.
because I wasn't part of that conversation, I'm gonna look at you real confused. Be like, "Are you buying drugs again?"
Again,
Well,
You would just say it's
rat
ring tail
tail
if it was
thing-
actually
yeah. The rat
drugs.
tail thing was like a drug thing, wasn't it? Did I miss something?
I just started
missed
leaving.
something.
I
I missed the context.
You guys are gonna go find a place where you're gonna
Is
stay
it an
tonight.
Ulis thing?
Yeah.
Is it a Virgian thing? What? I don't. Delanchian thing? I
He's
don't
not.
get
He's
it.
not. Yeah, he's not Ulis.
Well, yeah, but he's been here buying drugs. Apparently, I'm not. I don't know what drugs are here.
you've been here
I don't know
buying
what
drugs.
That's what.
I don't
Yep,
know
that's
what
Sam.
drugs are here
Smuggling.
either.
That's what the good beans are. They're actually a smuggling organization all across.
How do you know
the
this
world.
backstory I secretly sent?
Oh my god.
We're actually the
For-
world's largest crime boss or crime.
So for
Oh,
Eli and
so
Lamia,
Watch their back.
now
for
they're
Eli and
drugs.
Lamia, you guys, as you're wandering around, going, okay, where's an inn or somewhere to stay? There's a you see like there's like a lot of people out all of a sudden. I mean, they don't like rush out as I'm saying this. I mean, like you just noticed from when you got here to now, there's a lot more people outside, either talking to each other or like packing stuff. And
Good.
you notice that one guy in like some tattered leather armor doesn't even really look. It's very much. It's not going to offer very much protection. It's probably more just better for like scrapes and bumps. But he's got a spear. Talking to a woman. He's like kind of stroking this like young his like a probably his son's hair. He's like talking to this woman. Looks over and sees you. Oi, you're all some of these people that are helping us, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Good. He like looks at the wife and she just nods. Just, you can stay here tonight if you need a place. We have some extra rooms at the back area. Some of
that
the
okay?
older kids have moved to the cities. There's just extra space. You won't find an inn here. It's not quite a big enough place.
Like I said, we'll take you up on that kindly, and we'll gladly pay for the rooms.
No, it's just it's just already space that's here. So Please don't.
Listen, I understand that, and I'm not going to pay you any money. But my friend here, and I gesture to Lamia, will hide money in your home. So you might as well just tell her an amount now so she can overpay you anyways.
I am very good about that.
She's gonna do it.
she's
I would love to take up your generosity, and I appreciate that you've given it to us, but also she's gonna pay you anyways.
Because look, I can't take your money. And the little son's like, "Can I have it?"
Gold piece for the boy.
An enterprising young
Okay.
lad if I ever seen one.
He's looking at it not like how someone goes, "Sweet, I got money." He's looking at it like he got a new toy. Like he's like, "Dude, what is this? This is shiny. Holy crap!" Like he's never seen this before. And
He's got
thank
busted
you.
up silver and copper in his pockets
Right?
in his life. At that, you know.
It's that, right? They're mostly probably bartering, right?
Yeah.
But it's probably an in-kind economy, you know.
Mm-hmm. Or at least, at the very least, the kid's not seeing the coin.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course. The kid
So-
never has. But I mean, I imagine, generally speaking, rural agrarian economy is generally in-kind payments
Mm-hmm.
at this point in the cycle. Gosh, I'm on the Russian Revolution. Sorry, I'm in Marxist theory.
Anyway, yes,
social economics. So I'm
That's
gonna
what happens with
I'm
them.
gonna backspin into that, guys.
We found
Sorry.
where we're gonna
Get
stay.
to a room. Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dave.
let's stay there. You're welcome.
Yeah, free of charge. You spend your, you lose 1 gold piece, Lamia,
Yep.
since you gave it to that kid.
Yep.
But they'll bring you some like leftover food and stuff they have. It's nothing like extravagant. Just some dried meat and a little bit of like, it's not stale bread, but it's like obviously it was baked earlier.
It's better
you
than
get-
this
you get
giant
fed.
or bag of travel cakes I've got.
Right. I mean, trail cake's pretty good, but you're not gonna. I mean, it's definitely better than eating it by the fistful without preparing it. I'll say that. Just bisquick by the handful.
Guys, I've got this big bag of pancake mix. Oh, sweet pancakes. You take a handful.
If I had,
I just need the calories,
reminds me of playing
buddy.
Project Zomboid. I talked about Project Zomboid before. About
You did on
it's
your
impossible-
podcast.
Yes, you did.
Anyway,
Impossible to keep calories up. Yeah.
Oh. God, I even turned the
Oh.
ceiling fan on. Anyway, so you guys get back there, you get fed. I imagine you mentioned that you mentioned you're expecting Sam to come back through. We'll go to break after we handle this other scene. So Sam, you get back over to. Jesus, Harley, what are you doing?
I heard that.
Bump your head. Yep.
Dude,
It's
I
fine.
bunked my head earlier. Damn. Oh,
He's fine, I guess. So
tell y'all when we get back from break.
you get over to the house where the 2 yaks were, and they're just staring at you. Like they're obviously not used to being awake right now. They're just like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these people?
I don't make eye contact.
Don't look at me. It makes it harder to sign your death warrant.
Yeah.
Oh. You get over the door, knock on it a few times. It doesn't take very long for someone to answer. Door opens, you see like a middle-aged demi woman. Good evening.
Hello, Samuel Goodbean with Goodbean Farms. You may know our branch over here, the Bertzag family. Y'all are in a bit of an issue right now. I was hoping I would be able to purchase these 2 yaks that you have out front from you from more than fair market price.
This is the only breathing pair in the village. So
I know that's why I'm going to pay full market price for these 2. 25 gold each.
they're the only ones. We would have to. We have to have 2 of them to make more.
I think 30 gold each for both of these is more than a fair price.
She looks really confused for a second. It says 40.
Deal.
Door closes for a second. You hear like a chain reopens. It's just what do you need the X so bad for? Pulls like robes tighter. You can hear like some, not like loud, but there's some kind of noise happening in the house behind her.
Ma'am, we're running a gambit here with some Adanks, and I need a heavy offering.
With Adanks? What?
Yeah.
What kind
you
of...
know about the bandit problem, right?
Yes, they knocked on everyone's doors.
Yeah. I do have
She's like
some...
putting like harnesses and other stuff on the yaks.
I have been somewhat sorry. Sorry. And I do this.
Well, it's not like open or whatever.
No,
It's
no,
just
I apologize.
it's cold because it's always fucking raining.
Yeah, blessed. That was an actual slip up. I'm going to keep it character.
We are abreast with currency.
Currency.
That's what I thought of first.
Blessed by her greatness, Mr. Guy. Be able to speak with animals, and I think I might be able to convince some of those ferocious Adanks to maybe into some sort of to come into some sort of deal with myself and this village, for them to go and just tear asunder those that wish to do this village harm. In deal, maybe I might leave these fine yak that I feel very bad for in their terrible care. But they'd probably suffer the same fate if we were overrun by these bandits here.
You need
No,
these-
not same, not necessarily same fate, but same outcome.
You need these yaks to help our village? To try to
I'm
fight
going to-
those fox runners?
Yes, that's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know if I will succeed.
Good. Dirty heathens. They are terrible, terrible people. Killed my sister for nothing. 30 gold each. Nods.
All right. Well, I know that coming from farming family myself, that it's hard to start from nothing again. Yeah. So maybe in the future, if I find a good deal on some, I will bring them back this way.
Don't worry about it. If this village still stands because of what you will do, it will be very difficult for us to repay you. I am only asking for the 30, so
30
you
each.
get me yet. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Sure. I'm just modifying my gold now.
I was gonna say, I got treasury money you can take for
Minus
that.
60.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
You can ask for reimbursement later. It's okay.
Yeah. This is also thinking of. This is in theory like a private purchase for himself. Like, this is a deal I have worked out. You know. But yes. All right. Goodness. New.
Tractor.
Yeah. No. It's something worse. No.
Something worse.
Does she look single?
Oh my god.
Does she look single?
Is she
What
a
is that?
married
Have a wedding
lady?
ring?
She doesn't have a wedding ring on, but you're also
I
in
know.
a backwater village. They may not do
Yeah.
that.
I know.
Are you
So is there
married?
a man of the house?
That's what I was gonna say.
All she's like
Bruh.
she's early 40s, and you can hear there's some kind of someone else is in the house behind her. You don't know if it's
All
a
I needed
kid
to
or
know.
a
Cool.
Okay.
Hey, look, the good beans are an ever expanding family. All right.
Does she look single?
Does she look single? It's the best way I can
I
phrase it.
still don't know
You
what that
sound like
means.
Dwight from The Office right now.
Anyway,
Like, it could be a
So-
lot more cringe. I could have put that a lot worse.
for
Yes.
sure.
Anyway,
I mean, you can always go
so you-
full cringe, but never go
So you
full
buy the
cringe.
2 yaks. You get leads and bridles and stuff for them. She throws in like a sack of feed, but because of what you said, she's not going to give you like a bunch of it.
Yeah.
mhm.
It's just 'cause-
Probably heading out in the morning.
Yeah. She warns you that they don't travel particularly fast. They're strong, but they're not particularly quick, especially in Setsagia. It's a lot of mud and whatnot in these parts. But yeah, cool. So you get the 2 yaks, and you don't have to take them with you. Like if you're just like, hey, I'll come pick these up in the morning, that's fine. So you don't have to
Bro,
go.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put a big sign on each of them that says sold. No. Like used car lot. No, I spray paint on the side of them, sold. No,
They just watch you. You're like, whatever you do.
yeah.
Oh my
Okay, man.
god. Not our ex
Um,
anymore, not our problem.
Yeah, I feel bad about that. I'm not gonna.
So you get them purchased, so you can get them whenever.
Yep.
You're kind of heading down the road, and there's a couple people that are just like, "Oh yeah, your friends are down this way at so and so's house," and you finally make your way over there, and the lady will kind of flag you down and be like, "Yeah, your friends are back here," and you'll get to go over there. It's not a particularly huge room. It's definitely a room that once had maybe 3 or 4 children sharing this room.
Oh, so
it's not
it's
like-
perfectly sized for me.
Well, it's not like still furnished. It's empty.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Boo. No.
but it's about like it's not big. 3
Yeah.
adults are going to be pretty cramped because the 4
Yeah.
kids were probably fairly cramped, So
Yeah, it's a farmhouse. Equivalent.
we get there. We'll go ahead and take our break, and then you guys can figure out if there's any RP or anything you want to have before you sleep for the night.
Okay. All right.
But we
We'll
will
be
take
back in
a break.
a couple of minutes.
So we're doing
More
a
than a couple.
normal time session today. Let's try to keep it to 5.
Yeah.
There's a lot I want to get to. Cool.
Alright.
See you all in a bit.
Later.
Away.
Away.
What it was delivered in.
We are Face Live.
Peace out.
Was
I'm eating
my-
popcorn. Ooh, Space Jam.
It was my vintage Space Jam, black and orange glow in the dark luggage.
Oh my gosh, that's super awesome.
Hard. Talking about things that go hard.
Jeez.
That goes hard.
I was like, I wonder if that's worth any money, because it's old, of course.
Mhm.
I cannot find that luggage anywhere. Not a picture of it, not anything. There's Space Jam luggage from that same era, but not that one.
So you need to find a collector of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And be
definitely.
like, yo, I have this. What is it?
Yeah, hey,
How much will you buy it for?
yeah.
Exactly.
But then again, I was like, it's still in really good condition. This might be my luggage now. Like I could
That's
fit
reasonable.
I could fit like 2 shirts and a pair of jeans in there because it's children's luggage, but still.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Panda.
Held it.
Or no, not Panda, Dave. Anyway,
sorry.
before that,
Yeah,
Panda.
Panda, say nice stuff about yourself.
Ellie says, ha ha ha, yes. Self-love, no hands.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
need
need
no
hands.
hands to know how to rock.
Nice things about myself. I went shopping today with my sister, who is very pregnant. She's having her baby tomorrow.
Oh snap!
Getting induced and all that jazz. But we went to her favorite place, TJ Maxx. And I have no love of clothes shopping.
Mm-mm.
Shopping in general. Don't like it. But I was following her around and was like, she was looking at stuff and like PJs. She's like, I bought so many PJs, so I don't have to so I can wear multiple, pajamas at the hospital. I was like, oh yeah, blah 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 and stuff. She's like, you can go look at other stuff. You don't have to follow me around. I was like, I don't give a shit about TJ Maxx. I'm just here to follow you around. But shit like that. So I'd like to say, how do I do this without tooting my own horn?
You
I-
are tooting your own
You're
horn. Do it.
supposed to toot your own horn.
Yeah,
sir.
but I can't use my hands. No, no, I would like to say that I enjoy hanging out with the
In
family,
the family.
having
Having
ourselves
yourself a party.
Yeah.
You
Didn't
have to
start
say
off as that
something nice about yourself.
Yeah,
Not
no,
saying
That
to
is
get
the
you booted out of
rule.
the call. Because that's what's about to happen, sir.
I like to say that I am a good brother.
How
Alright.
hard was that?
I like to never let jokes die.
Anyway,
Tell me
roleplay
one weakness
wise,
about yourself, I latch onto it.
Lamia is going to
No.
make one of the herbs to sleep within for tonight.
That's what I got.
So she can sleep in the house tonight.
Gotcha. Okay. Don't know why my brain failed to register what you were saying.
It's understandable.
It caught up. I look at him doing this like crazy motion to say it caught up. I got there.
Yeah, rewind
Anyway.
that back.
Sorry, there's a feat that I'm looking at for potential.
I'm looking at feet,
interaction
too.
later. Good for you.
Okay, Sam.
With an
Okay,
A?
Eli. I'm going to take. I'm
With
going
an
to
A,
take
right?
this tea tonight. But still, if you hear me moving and rustling, wake me up, please. I don't know if the wolf will come here or not.
I
Well,
could
if
just tie you
uh,
up. I mean, I could.
If I chat to you in your dreams, you should also wake me up. I know this is counterintuitive, but since I've been having out-of-body experiences and you've been being attacked by a wolf, Sam, you have to be the only person here who can actually sleep through the night.
I got shit I gotta do tomorrow.
You're the designated sleeper, mate.
Like if I'm not able to talk with animals tomorrow, my deal kind of goes through. It's going to be a lot of hand motions and implied deals with these terror beasts.
Sam, this is just if you happen to wake up in the middle of the night because you had to pee, and then you notice, both my friends are moving around uncontrollably.
I had to sleep in a bed with 2 other of my siblings. I peed before I went to bed.
If Sam can't, speaking about being a good brother, if Sam can't talk with animals, we have to put together a timeshare presentation slideshow for these AX.
Thing is gonna
It's like-
eat you.
Like get on a board with a pointer. It's like 2 yaks now, pig every month. Like,
One of them's interested, one of them is bored out of its mind, and the other one's like, no, we're not doing this. Not again. She destroys the forest.
How do you think I got stuck here with you two?
But so tonight the wolf eats Sam. So what do you two do in the morning? God damn it.
Man, that timeshare presentation sounded real good.
Sam,
That's
your
all I
day
got.
just got a lot easier.
He's got to make a new character now.
Yep. Oh, God. Anyway.
Just wake up in these like Elysian fields, just shit, I had stuff to do.
damn it.
I hope they don't bring me back.
I would like to think that's would be Sam's reaction. God damn it. I had shit I had to do. Can I go back just for one day to fix all my shit? Please?
But
That's
anyway.
the only part of actual roleplay that I needed done
Yes. Go for it.
for me. But I already stated, like, if you guys happen to notice in the middle of the night me moving, and then Eli said, yeah, if you happen to hear me or talk to me, wake me up too, so.
I will sleep between both of them. However they're arranged. That way I'm at equal distance from either person.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You guys put down your bedrolls and everything, get arranged. Sam gets to be the cream filling. The night goes by. Only interrupted for Lamia.
Knew it. Yeah.
You are asleep. The herbs work fine.
Mhm.
You get to sleep pretty quickly. You're able to kind of, as you're lying there, just imagining yourself outside. You can hear the rain well enough. Like, the place is insulated, but it's not like a, super well-built walls and all that kind of stuff. Like, they're fairly thin. You can hear all the sounds that you normally would for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
With the medical assistance, you drift right off until you hear a voice say, "Awaken."
Ugh, fine.
Sit up.
Yep.
You see just a tiny bit of light coming through just little spaces and things in like the edges of the roof of the place. It's not a lot, just pinpricks. But other than that, you can definitely see these 2 glowing red eyes just in front of you. You can feel the heat of the breath of this wild creature instead of raw meat. Something else you can't quite identify. It says, "You venture into danger yet again. Yet you insist on walking as the only predator, the only wolf among sheep. Do you think the power I offer you is some sort of trick?"
I don't think the power itself is the trick, but that's part of the problem. Somebody with too much power can, either be corrupted or just not care about anything but power anymore.
There's like a chuffing, like raspy sound that you start to recognize. It's actually laughter. Corruption is in your nature. Man is not born pure.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
You already have, and you already use it to your own ends. These offers need not come in the form of my voice, but they will continue. This is not something you run from, Lamia. When the time comes, I can only hope you make the right decision.
We'll see about that, won't we?
We shall. The eyes close.
I was gonna say, have a good night in the Luxifix.
You can still say it.
Yeah, okay.
The eyes close, it's dark in front of you again. You wake up in the morning.
Ugh. Sam, am I actually awake?
Go away. 5.
Alright,
I
cool.
guess
So,
you wake me
Sam,
up. I go, yeah.
when she starts doing that, you start like, oh shit, is it already morning? You're like, it's fucking. You can't quite tell, but you don't hear like birds or any of the like animals or anything you normally hear in the morning. Even though you guys generally get up pretty easily, you still feel really groggy. Like you're not totally sure you got like a full sleep. You think it's too early.
Lamia, are you being eaten by a wolf?
No,
Is
I
Eli?
I'll go look. It just feels like I slept a full night. Eli, are you awake?
That's all I'm doing. It's just like trying to figure out how to respond in my brain. Like, I don't know.
Alright, cool. I'm going back to bed.
This is
Over my bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of a rubbish dream if I am asleep.
While
I'd
you're
like
trying to
to go
talk to
back to
Lamia, Eli, the corgi in the pinstripe suit that you were talking with is just like, hey mate, what are you doing? Are we going to the park or not? And you drift back off.
That's one of those where I'm like, well, I mean, Corgi. What? Corgi, what? Yeah, no.
Well then, I guess Lamia will do her normal get ready for the day bits, because she feels awake, right?
You feel rested, but it does dawn on you just by their reaction and like the silence. It's like, oh yeah, okay, it must be a little early. You can't help but feel a bit of apprehension, like like you're missing something, or that something's about to happen, or that like almost a sense of like, am I forgetting something? You don't know what.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave 2 gold under my pillow, and then leave the building. And head to like the front area just to see where the camp is and etc.
And when she wakes up, the gold will be replaced with teeth. It's the reverse tooth fairy.
Gross.
Oh, that's awful.
No, thank you.
So this room that you guys are in you don't like walk through the main house to get to it. It's like, literally like, attached to the back of their little cottage. So you like walk out and like kind of around the side out to the front, and it is, when you walk out there, it is still dark. You don't like see the moon, but like the sun's not up yet. You do see some people moving around. You can tell these are probably militia members. They have like spears. A few of them have bows. A couple of them notice you and just kind of wave. And do you do anything?
Yeah, I wave back, and yeah, I'm still gonna head to like near the front of the village so I can see where we had peeked, where the fires were before, if they have moved or anything like that.
You start walking to, like, looking. I think I said to the east before. It's to the west. Like, kind of looking to the west, trying to see if you can get a glimpse of where the fires are, if they're still there, or where the smoke is, at least. As you're walking through the village, you and everyone else who's awake hears a sound, a very loud, piercing, shrill whistling noise. Still to the west, you can tell probably coming from the road that actually heads east-west, just the south of the village. It's like you kind of, I imagine, like, pick up your stuff, you jog a little bit, you can see past some of the different cottages and whatnot. You can see on that road a group of people on horseback. Armed people on horseback.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 of them. And one person in the lead seems to be blowing into some kind of reed that's making this, like, shrill whistling noise. You can see all, like, the militia and stuff are all, like, they've all, like, jumped up, and a bunch of them are, like, kind of moving, and they seem disorganized at best. Like, there's definitely this confusion on whether they should be attacking, or, like, so there's just like this confused shouts to different people, and some people are like, "Hey, state your business, what are you doing here?" But they seem surprised, which is odd. If this group of people came down the road, they should have seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
But they all seem very surprised by the appearance of them. And as all this is happening, you see the person on the horse in the lead. Actually, I imagine you continue forward.
Yeah.
And I need a perception from Sam and Eli.
Coming right up. Oops, that's not the character sheet. There it is. Listen here, World 20. There we go. I clicked on perform first, but since we have the where you can add, that's why I was like,
You can hit cancel.
just because so I cancel went back and
Okay.
yeah.
Sam is
Luckily,
asleep again.
this is very loud, so there's actually a super, super low DC. You have a
Yeah.
big penalty to these. I just didn't say it. I was doing it in my head.
Oh.
But DC was crazy low because this is very loud, so you both are awakened by a very, like, another one of those shrill whistling noises. What the fuck is happening? Like, the first one didn't get you. It was like after that one, after like the second one happens is when it actually knocks you out of the sleep, where you're like, oh, that's not coming from in my head.
This is actually why are you whistling? Way to go.
So that one wakes you guys up.
Yeah.
Lami, you can see the source of it. This woman then shouts, she says, "Bring your chief! We have terms!" And several of the people are just scrambling, and some of them are like actually like pointing spears, and a few of them like put spears down, and like there's just like this whole commotion. They finally kind of even out on the reaction. Several of them keep their weapons at to bear, but someone is running toward the chief's house, like goes right past you.
Yep.
As they're like fucking booking it past you, they're like, "Get out of sight, go!"
Oh, okay. Then I guess I will go to near a house or something like that.
So you just like step off behind one of the cottages and peek
Yep.
out.
Yep.
Stealth check.
Oh, thing I'm super good at, especially
You're great
since
at it, right?
I have my armor on. Definitely very good about this.
Also, Eli, Sam, you did get a full rest. I'm not going to jump you out of that. You haven't had time
Hey.
to... Sam, you wouldn't have had time to prepare spells yet, but you did get a full rest.
I still haven't selected because I know what I was going to choose today, but yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'll just do my mental. I don't have them.
So, a couple of minutes pass. See the chief pretty much burst out of the house. He's wearing what looks like some very old, like studded leather armor. He comes out in. His son right next to him. And you see a couple of the other militia members falling over. By now, Eli, Sam, obviously you guys knew Lamia wasn't there. there's like the vague memory of, oh yeah, she got up a little bit earlier. Whenever you guys make your way outside, you can see that the woman who let you in is just like standing outside, just looking down the road. Like she can't quite see anything, but she's like just looking, watching like a bunch of people rush that way and everything. As you guys are approaching, you'll see, from your angle, like from your approaching angle, you will definitely see Lamia behind a house. She's not hiding from anything to the east, anyway. But you definitely see her over there peeking out. You can see the chief moving up. You guys also would see like a bunch of the cresting sons are still like in their positions. A bunch of them like kind of move to go and stack up behind the different houses and fences and other things in the village. But as you're approaching, you'll all begin to hear this conversation. The woman will shout out. Hold on. I'm going to find my notes. She says, the fox runners are laying claim to this village. You don't have long, and do not try to negotiate. That's not what this is. I'm giving you options, and you pick one. You have 2 days. Leave the space with whatever you value. Cannot live without. Leave behind enough for us to replenish our supplies. Take whatever else. Just know, if we do not have enough to resupply, we may have to come find you and collect the rest. You hear the chief say, as generous as that is, we're not even in the harvest season yet. We don't have much in this village right now. We're willing to negotiate if that were on the table, but you won't get much from us, even if we give you everything. Then I guess you'd better do your best. The chief, by this point, I'm assuming you guys are stacked up with Lamia.
Yeah.
The chief says, you said you were presenting options. That sounds like a singular one. What's our other choice? You stay and fight, and we kill all of you. And we will get our supplies that way, whether you have anything to offer or not. 2 days, you said. 2. I would be gone before that deadline if I were you, of course. All 3 of you can roll sense motive if you like.
All right, I'm not excited about it, but I will do it.
Giving these flat rolls.
Sense
See it.
motive.
Baby.
Eli! Oh my goodness!
There you go. Give me that nat 20.
Okay, Eli and Sam. Something about the inflection of the voice, the context of what you heard before, just all of it kind of together, you get this sinking feeling. They don't have 2 days. She has no intention of waiting 2 full days before they ride into this place. She sounds a little gleeful. Obviously, they're not attacking now, because they would just, there would be no point. They're going to allow some time. 2 days
Let
is
us-
a lie.
Yeah, they're gonna let us gather up enough supplies in one area, or congregate the stuff that they want, so they know what's valuable. Is what I would assume.
Feel free to discuss it in character.
Yeah, that's when they're probably gonna let them put all their valuables in one place. That way they know where all the good stuff's at. Makes it easier to loot. That's what I would guess, but I doubt they're gonna give them 2 days.
No, you see the way she said that? There's no way they're waiting 2 days.
No.
We're lucky if we get a full day out of them at this point. Like, she just seems absolutely excited about terrorizing these people.
Okay.
I was eating as I was saying that. I was thinking about the travel cake next.
Hey, hit me with some of that. I like open my mouth. Look like a mime.
Ah,
So we
No.
should tell the chief once they leave.
and we better get a move on for those Zadangs. We really do want to
Yeah.
rope them into this.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear they're still talking, just a little bit lower. You can hear the chief's protesting some, but his voice is very measured, very calm. You can hear just like a slight, shaky timbre to it. Obviously, even though when you met him, like he had poise, he clearly has the bearing of a leader. Even though you can see the color drain from his face when he's like, "Oh shit." He never was so openly shaken he couldn't speak, and you can hear him stumbling over his words a little bit. And you're not hearing much from the woman up there. She seems to be content to let him plead his case and fall over his words and realize how pointless it is. So just kind of letting him go on. You hear the son speak up and say, 2 days is not enough time. Look, you want something out of this, and then if you guys are... I imagine you guys have like pulled back and not looking at the scene at the moment. So then you're just hearing this. You hear a and a thud. If any of you look out, you can see that the chief, his son are both still standing. Everybody, there's like a commotion immediately. Weapons get raised. The chief is just like, stand down, stand down, stand down. And there's just a random man from the village who was standing on the side is just lying on the ground with an arrow in his stomach, just writhing in pain. One of the other bandits on a horse knocks another arrow and just calmly looks back at them. She says, sorry, you were saying? Your son had more to say, I suspect? You can see the son is just, the head down, is just shaking with rage. Didn't you? She leans down, actually gets off the horse and walks over to him. Finish what you wanted to say. He just shakes his head. That is all. Good. I think you have more important things to worry about right now than arguing a pointless fight. Tend to your villager, chief. She goes, mounts the horse, and they ride off. Guys just laying up, like trying to like roll around, and like they haven't. No one's gone over to him until everybody's out of sight, and then you see a bunch of people rush over. You see a bunch of people immediately rush over. And she just says, "Get the healer! Get the healer!" Somebody just fucking sprints off. You see a couple of the other bandits that are also hiding. One of them's just like, "Good job staying out of sight. That was rough, but could have gone worse." He looks kind of happy, like, man, yeah, that would have sucked. And he sees that you're all like pissed. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to my boss.
Let's go ahead and go to the chief. Tell him your insights, and then let's get going. Oh wait, actually, you need to pray for your spells, right, Sam?
Yeah, you need to prepare spells. I'll go talk to the chief real quick.
You see him on his way back now as like a kind of a young Ulukana woman with this like big fur shawl pulled over herself, and she's got carrying like this bundle of herbs, and you can see like she's got like a ream of bandages in one hand. Just like sprinting with the other person who was running, like sprints over to tend to the man. But yeah, you see the chief walking back towards his house.
So I'll go grab him and be like, hey, so we're gonna, there's no way she's gonna give you guys 2 days.
Right. Of course. How's your plan coming along?
We're gonna ride out right now, actually, and go over to the Edanks. I think Sam purchased some livestock to sweeten the pot, and we're gonna see what we can do.
Good. I mean, business, obviously. The man will be fine, but thank you. For whatever it's worth, thank you. I'm not sure what else to say right now. You
Yeah,
can see that his son next to him is just tears streaming down his face, but he's like completely quiet.
we'll do what we can. Hopefully, this goes well.
Hopefully. Please don't take any unnecessary risks trying to make that happen. At worst, we don't have a choice. We'll have to leave. We'll give it until the sun begins to set. We'll have to move at night.
I think that's a good plan.
We won't
Hopefully,
be anyone to
we'll.
help you fight if we leave, of course.
Yeah, no, we know, but you've got to take care of these people.
You wanted to give some kind of offering for the Adank. There's a few other supplies that we could provide that could help. I'll have someone come bring them to you shortly.
Thank you.
You'll be over at the stables getting your animals, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna probably, if you guys are leaving in the night, you're probably gonna have to take that. We've got these horses we're gonna ride up. We can't ride two horses at the same time. I'd rather
be sure to keep your animals safe, but I don't know where we'll go just yet. How will we get word to you?
I shrug. We'll figure out a way. But I'd rather give
Write a
Nixie
letter.
to you guys. Yeah, no. Who's gonna deliver it? I'd rather give Nixie
The
to you
courier.
guys than maybe. But
The fox runners, yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll take very good care of them if it comes to that. Well, I'll have someone run the additional supplies to you at the stable. So, forgive me. My words failed me today.
Words
Oh,
often
boy.
fail on days like today, so it's understandable.
He
And
reaches
with
back
people
and
like that, I just kind of
pats his son on the. I didn't mention. So this guy is probably like maybe he's like 5'6". He's not very tall. His son is like 6'2". So there's like a big height discrepancy, but he does reach up and pat his giant son on the shoulder.
Oh yes, my giant son. Yeah.
We got like the Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio shit
I
going
was
on.
thinking that. That's,
Just-
that's funny. I was thinking that too.
But
Like, boy, what did you eat? I'm not that big.
he's like, okay, he adopted, right? Like,
Nah, his
But-
mom was the big one.
but pats him on the shoulder, and they walk back into the house. You guys make it back to the stables. Just maybe 5 minutes go by. Like you're not even done. Like greeting your animals again and everything, and then going and getting the horses you're taking ready before somebody comes by with just like this tightly wrapped bundle of what you're pretty sure is like preserved, mostly preserved fish. But some of it is fresh. It's been just like wrapped in like dried leaves and some other stuff, which they were probably going to use it to cook with, but they wanted to help.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm sure the Edanks will too.
You guys finish gathering up to head out. You see the healer woman walking back that same direction. Calls out to you. She's, hey, oi, oi.
Yes,
You're going to talk to an Edank, yeah?
that's
Right.
what we're attempting.
Okay, let me get my horse. walks past you
Just
toward
like
the stable.
confused looks on my face.
Nanikore?
I mean, I'm going to talk to an agent, but
She's like prepping this like
We'll
little
be there
pony
for
that was in
moral
there.
support, sir.
y'all are going to be far away from moral support.
She's like prepping this like pony that was at the stables. Since this is someone else's, but they never came back. So she's a good girl. She'll do. Put the saddle on it. You've ever given an offering to a predatory evil creature before?
I look at Sherlock.
Sam.
Surprisingly, yes.
I don't know about evil. I have sure taken an offering away from an evil predatory animal before. It did not work out too well. I did
Sherlock makes talking noises.
IRS. Funny, Ellie.
I missed it. IRS. Sorry, I don't have the stream pulled up at that time. So
Nice. That's a good one. She's
What's
okay.
for Texas?
That's the thing my family did a lot. So I figure chances go up quite a good bit if you have someone who knows how to do this.
Yeah, I have 2 yak prepared.
Two yak are good. They're valuable. It's a lot of meat. You've got the supplies. Also, I have some things to add to this. I can't talk to them, I don't think, but some things can be communicated without words. She gets up onto the pony.
Okay. I guess we'll do our best to protect you and stuff.
Please.
And I'm Lamia. Who are you?
She's like looking at the other two.
I'm Samuel
Eli?
Goodbean.
Yeah.
Well met. I'm kidding. My name is.
And I'll just ask the pony.
Just kind of. My name is Well met.
Eyebrow arch. Like,
It's spelled
Okay.
different, but it's pronounced well met.
gotcha.
Sense motive.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
just
don't-
want to know potentially.
My name is
I'll just
Nobody.
ask how it's spelled.
Okay, nope. That's how it is to me. Yeah, sincerely, that's just how it is.
She seems sincere and like a little bashful.
I just
About
ask
it.
her how her name's spelled. That's it. I'll just
Are you-
and how do you spell it since it's spelled different? Also, English is not my first language, so I'm not great at spelling it.
Oh, that is definitely different.
I was close when I spelled it in my notes. I just didn't have the H.
It rhymes with helmet.
There we
But
go.
yeah, she says that. I don't have a hearth. I haven't lived in this village long. It doesn't matter. I'd rather stay here, which means that we have to protect them. So, let's get going.
Yeah.
Let's.
And you did say, as you guys start writing, you said you would protect me.
I
I'm no
intend
fighter.
to. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Nah, well, secretly, you're the extra offering to the 8X. Yes, we're going to protect you. That's my bad attempted humor.
Yeah, Lamia looks aghast at Eli for that for a moment.
So you guys start heading toward the north to the
Mhm.
8 lair. Neat. Okay, Sam. Survival check. If you're being aided, whoever's going to aid needs to roll first.
Yep, give me a second. I will aid.
I was going to say 1, 2, 3, not me, but
Is this through a forest?
Yay, I
Yes,
aided
it
it.
is.
So you have another
You have
plus
plus
two.
3 to this, actually.
Oh, so you have a
Big
plus
aid.
5 altogether.
Oop. Okay. 5.
This check is less to find the place, because you have pretty good guidance where it is. It's mostly to try to make sure you don't, like, walk right out onto it. So you can, like,
Yeah.
recognize the signs before you get there. And... Oh, yeah, very good. Okay, so yeah, as you guys are traveling northward, not having much trouble at all. You even see, you don't see any tracks from the 8 anchor or anything, but you are noticing, what you're noticing is less and less signs of predators. you're definitely getting into this thing's hunting grounds where like other shit does not want to fuck with these things at all. Even though you're not even like at the river yet, they still avoid the area. Excuse me. Well met will tell you. She'll say that lady, by the way, that's not Isla.
I
don't
didn't think
know
it
who that
was.
is. You know, she's a bad person, whoever she is. The guy is going to survive, but yeah, it was a pretty bad wound. They hit the lung.
Oh,
Be lucky he gets full functionality of it again, just because he was standing there. This is why you don't trust servants of Colic Rawl.
Eyebrow raised to that.
The Fox Runners. They're like a weird Colic Rawl cult.
Oh. I lean over to Lamia. Who's that?
do I want to know, right? Or is that an Ulu
You're the
thing?
only native Ulus here.
I
That's
know,
why I
but
asked you. So
I'm not religious,
Tertians
though.
wouldn't know super well. You would know it is there. It's basically the opposite of Mr. Gaia.
Oh, okay.
He's a god of nature, but of like decay, of like predator animals, of kind of like the deadly, unforgiving side of nature and the untamed wilds. Fucking hates civilization and cities and all this like infrastructure and shit like that.
Oh, so Neluxifix precursor or after cursor.
No, Nullexifix was mostly about the hunt and about the devouring, the sating of primal hunger. This is all of the other aspects of that. Nullexifix doesn't particularly care one way or another about society, just that the difference between prey and predator was his fixation.
Right, fair enough. Okay, then yeah.
But since he doesn't exist, that mantle is on Colic Rawl.
From what little I know, he would be like the opposite of Mr. Gaia.
Okay, so a real unfun bloke. Got it.
Immediately frown.
Yeah.
So,
I can't remember what the name
viewers,
is on the wiki.
I apologize.
I'm looking at the
Lord of
wiki
the
right
Loam,
now.
the Elder King. Sorry.
Lord of the
I was gonna
Loam.
say, viewers, I apologize
Yeah.
that you do not have this awesome wiki that we have, thanks to Patrick. Of things,
There
but
he
the
is.
picture on here is dope. So whoever you jacked this art from,
Which I will not put on stream because I don't remember who it's from either.
Yeah.
But
it's got artist credit in the corner.
I
But-
always leave that there, but
Yes, as
I'm
you
not
should.
looking
But
at it. So
But I was just saying, Gun Rev Studios. If people check out their art, it's really cool. looking.
dope art. But yeah, Lord of Loam is one of the things he's known as, and I mean, you also know one of the colloquial terms is he's the King of Buried Bones.
Ooh.
It's the patron saint of dogs.
Discord. I'll probably I should upload stuff to the Discord.
Or the YouTube channel.
Listen,
That would mean I have to start recording videos again.
Yeah, I was gonna say making
Imagine
videos
that.
takes time.
Why it's free time? I don't have, but I will eventually. But yeah,
Anyway.
you know
Write me a
that
script, I'll make the video, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I gotta do that too.
Yeah, that's
So,
you still got to do work to do that, obviously.
But yeah, you know that stuff. Yeah, Colic Rawl is the worship of him is not shunned, and not every worshiper of Colic Rawl is necessarily evil or anything like that. But
Shun
they
it.
do tend to push away against like societal norms and being civilized and all that kind of shit.
Right.
And embracing. They do tend to embrace a might makes right mentality, which can rub a lot of people the wrong way, obviously. It's not particularly healthy. But yeah, so she mentions that. You do know that much. And she says she'll follow that with Brain, come on. It's fine to revere nature and the earth and the simplicity and all of those things, but there's a better deity for that. These people are broken, I think.
Yeah, generally getting delight in hurting other people is never a good sign of a healthy human being. Or sorry, a healthy demi.
What about the good beans? Sorry. Yeah.
Good being. Oh man.
Adinks they're probably creations of Kalakaral, honestly. They fit his motif.
Mm-hmm.
But as she's saying that, you and your
Then we should-
double
Oh, God.
double yak trouble.
Double yak trouble. Oh my god.
You could hear the river up ahead, and give me perception checks, everyone.
As we're kind of doing that, though, I'm just saying, then I'll be more than happy to introduce these followers of Color Crawl to his manifestations here on Hayethe. It'll be a wonderful meeting. We'll have all sorts of fun.
Fantastically ironic.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sam at least
Okay. Yeah.
did better than the rest
Sam
of us.
rolled a 5.
Yeah,
So-
still did better.
You still did good. Oof. So yeah, you hear, hey, it's JB. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You're late.
So you
Yeah,
hear
I was
That's
gonna
okay,
say,
you're
scrub
late.
the-
Oh. Hey, you already said it. And your
Yeah,
name's
he's
purple.
fine.
I don't know if it's always been purple.
It's red for me.
God? I'm going to do it every time.
It's
Yeah.
green.
I don't know how to make it stop. I
Yes.
don't know what the fuck's going on.
Anyway, so
You hear the river,
Sam, yes.
and you also hear
With a rock?
some other strange noise from beyond the trees. You can't quite see anything yet. You just hear this like
Oh. Okay.
My perception is bad. I'm sure.
a
Who
loud
didn't he?
splash.
Yeah,
By
this is
loud,
like-
I mean it'd be loud if you were up close to it. You can tell it's in the distance, but there was like a big Sam. The rest of you, it's like you can just mostly just hear that river in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Wilmet she's like still talking. She like didn't hear it.
Heard something that sounded like. I do a battery edition of it.
Sam starts trying to make the sound.
Gonna
Oh,
do my. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing something down there by the rebar.
Oh, okay.
You-
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
yes,
But the rebar-
but
Yeah.
Oh.
you should probably wait on your spell till we actually see them because it doesn't last long, right?
About a minute per level. Well,
So it doesn't last long.
no, I wish it did last longer. I wish it was a. Man,
All day thing.
Baldur's
Wouldn't it
Gate's
be
got me
nice if it
spoiled
was an
on casting
hour?
it once a day and just being able to use it, for a long rest.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Spoiled. You're spoiled, boy. Anyways.
Okay.
So much more useful.
So she
Should
says,
we?
if we're
Get
this
down.
close, then yeah, we need to prepare your offering.
All right.
Hmm.
Let's start.
Sorry, X. For this thing, it's going to prefer they be alive. But we can gussy them up a little.
I would say, well, that's good because I didn't want to have to kill a yak today. But
She doesn't say anything to that. Just she starts. She kind of directs you to like take some of the other offerings and things out. There's like some like dried sausages and some other things that you find in there, and like kind of loop them over the like necks of the yaks and like kind of arrange these like herbs and other things so they look more presentable. They also stand out a lot.
you eat
But
with your
it's-
eyes after all.
Takes about 5 minutes or so. You
I'm
get-
gonna keep an eye out since Sam said he heard something. So
Yeah, you already rolled perception.
I know.
But that's fair. Takes about 5 minutes, and you finally get them both completely like dressed up in accoutrement.
They were in the meat suit.
And she takes out a dagger and says, "This is the part that sucks.
Yeah,
This
stab him
creature
a
is
little bit.
evil. He's going to want some amount of suffering, but I've put." She like shows you like on the side of its neck and stuff. She goes, "What I rubbed here is an anesthetic, so it will look a lot worse than it will feel." She just like jams the knife in there and it starts bleeding, but the yak is just like kind of goes back to what it's doing. Like it just seems like something happened, and it doesn't seem to care. And she does that to the other yak as well. You can tell they're bleeding a lot. It's probably a pretty bad wound, but whatever she put on them, like they didn't feel it very much, and it's probably like really numb or something in that space.
Yep.
That should
Good yakkies.
hold them over for about 10 minutes or so, but well, they'll be done with this whole ordeal by then.
Did we ever get the size category of the 8 ants?
They're large.
Okay. I was actually wanted to make sure that I wasn't dealing with a
Like a gargantuan creature.
Yeah. Because sorry, in my mind I was like, should I equip the claws of the ice bear? I should know the size before I decide to wrestle the
Just start climbing the kaiju, buddy. Go Shadow of the Colossus on this thing.
Yeah,
they're a monster hunter.
They are large creatures normally.
Okay.
Obviously, if they're younger or just particularly big, that may change.
So we're talking like hippo size. We're talking elephant size.
A little bit, maybe a bit bigger than a hippo.
Okay. All right. Still don't want to fuck with
still
it.
Still pretty.
Just
Yeah.
as mean.
Should we walk forward or?
Do they react to us being armed at all? Do you know?
They likely will, but you said you wanted to go without everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
So listen, here's the advice. Before you step out, this is an offering. You are taking the position of prey. If you try to go out and be more dominant or make it seem like you are in control of this, it is going to be a very hard sell. You're way too small. They're big. So you are a prey offering them something to speak with you instead of eat you. You come from a position of humility, and it will help a lot. No promises whether they listen to you after that or not and do what you say, but it may open the door for you. Worked for my mother. Not with them, but with other bad things.
And don't worry, Sam. We're not too far off if things go south.
And they have more poultices if you get wounded, as long as you're not dead.
Oh, that's more likely going to happen. But well, they don't use bows. I'm no weak to arrows. Okay.
Sam out here being like, my only weakness is arrows.
Yeah.
I'll fight God as long as it doesn't.
I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decipher if the claws of the ice bear would be seen as like a visible weapon, or definitely going to be seen as armor at least. I just want to. I'll just go out there unarmed, or like not sword out, or which is stupid as fuck.
Start leaving the yaks out there. Like peek out, and once you like get through some of the brush, you can see a little bit better. You definitely can see one.
Ooh, is it picture time?
You only see one. Is the good luck.
The good luck indeed.
I gotta grab my picture of it. This thing, just let you guys know, this took a lot of fucking messing around in Pixlr and AI art generators and all kinds of shit to get this fucking thing to look the way it's gonna look. Hold on.
Without it being goofy.
Okay.
I mean, this looks a little goofy, but
because I mean, like crocodile beaver or alligator beaver.
All right, fair
I can
enough.
see being a thing. Oh, okay.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to it or be eaten by it or run into it or whatever. But it's a cool looking thing.
Eyes are terrible.
It is not a giant kiwi, Ellie.
Yeah.
I wish it was a giant kiwi. That's like low key one of my favorite animals.
Oh, I was thinking.
Oh, I
fruit.
think I thought that was the
That's
fruit
also
too.
low key one of my favorite fruits. But
it's a pretty.
I want to
good
do a
fruit.
Monster Hunter jump and stab on a giant kiwi. The fruit.
the fruit.
Anyway,
So you see this thing walk around. What's not pictured, obviously, is it's got quite a bit more fur, kind of where like the
Ridge.
where the the ridge is on its back. Just it kind of goes all the way down the length of it, and it does have a beaver tail. Essentially,
Okay.
what is just a beaver tail, except the kind of scaly nature of it. There's like these little offshoots of like spines and things that come off of it. And you see it's facing away from you, and like the tail just kind of sweeps across the ground for a second as it like turns its body, like it's heading back towards the water. But it pauses and actually raises all the way up on its hind quarters. Goes up about 7.5 feet tall in the air, just like, lifts that like big snout up in the air. Turns, gets back down on all fours, and like you can see the body coil around to turn towards you, and the eyes actually seem to twinkle a little bit and widen some when it sees you and your offering there. It's like just one paw at a time heading towards you. You've got a good 150 feet or so between the two of you.
Mm-hmm. I try to turn the yak around so they're not facing, so that way they don't get as spooked.
Yeah, this is like you're out of the trees, so like you see that thing start to come, so you get the yaks turned around. They sense something, obviously. Something's up. Now they are anesthetized a little bit. They're kind of drugged. So it's gonna help.
But I tell you about buying drugs, Sam. Jesus.
I do need an animal handling roll from you.
Oh.
Yep, let's see how well this goes.
DC is quite a bit lower than normal because of it. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, you're able to like, kind of get him turned and and like pull like one of the leafy like wreath things up over its like face a little bit, and just trying to like pull him out from the trees some, just so you can like actually step all the way out and hold the leads. They seem to struggle a little bit, but you calm them down, and by the time you get them calmed and like turn back 75 feet, you have between you and the 8-ank that's just calmly approaching. It does seem like it's picking up speed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do next?
I'm trying to debate if I should remain near in vicinity or back the fuck away. Because I wasn't told which was the thing I should do. Because I have a fear of leaving.
Also didn't ask.
Yeah, I didn't ask. I could take a good dodge action. No, yeah, I'm gonna. Fuck, I'll just play it safe and back away slowly. Like, not in the bushes, just away from the yak.
So you're like, you pull the yaks all the way out of the tree line and you're gonna like move behind them?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not gonna be within snapping range of the yaks, I guess. Not one bite's gonna get them in me, I would say. Or tail swing? I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna fucking do.
It continues to approach. It gets about 10 feet, or sorry, about 15 feet away. It just lunges. Snap! One of the yaks is just in the air all of a sudden, and then it looks like it's gonna like catch it out, like grab it out of the air, but it just watches it hit the ground hard. Loud crack of bones as it lands. It like kind of moves its legs and it's like struggling a bit. It's not making like pained noises. It seems more confused. Probably hit its head when it came down as well. It just watches it, just like stares at it while it struggles. Turns, looks at the other one. One claw right across it. You see like the face of this thing like split open, the throat, the front of the chest, there's just a spatter of blood across the ground. Then a snap of the jaws, and it slings it into the other one. So they both like collide with each other. The food and everything like on them goes like flying, scattering all over the place. The first one like tumbles a few times, like kind of lands partially upside down, where it lands on its neck, and then tips over and stops moving. And watches as the other one continues to struggle from where it lands. Can't quite get up. It looks like one of its legs is broken. It turns and looks at you. And you actually hear a word. And it says, "Afraid. You afraid. Still here, but afraid." It's in Ulyss.
Speak with you. I will say out loud. Once you have had your offering, I will be so humble as to ask to speak.
Takes one step towards you. Humble, not fill belly. Takes another step towards you.
I am but a worm compared to the offering I have brought.
Okay. Let's see. It is a magical beast.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use wild empathy on, or you can just roll diplomacy, whichever you're better at. I believe wild empathy takes a pretty big penalty on magical beasts, though.
Mm-hmm. Ranger with the initial can improve the initial attitude of the animal. Wait. I'll just boop it for everybody. Ranger rolls a d20, adds its ranger level to this charisma bonus.
With 1 or 2, it is smarter than that. So this is just going to be a diplomacy check. However, the offering is helping. Basically, it's going to change its starting attitude towards you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we knew they could talk.
Yeah.
How many people do you think survived hearing them?
Yeah. Diplomancy?
Yeah, this is going to be diplomacy. I'm trying to check one more thing to make sure you're not getting... You know, if there's a bonus, I'll just do it in my head. Go ahead.
Okay. And I'm in the swamp, right? No, I'm joking.
You are still in a forest, but I don't think that applies to this.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's not bad for you.
I have no bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
You sure
that's
don't.
pretty good for a straight roll, my man.
Yeah. If Sam dies, I'm coming back as a bard.
A sword swallowing bard who swallows forks.
Okay, it's a will save.
I regurgitate sporks.
Oh, no, I pre-rolled that. What is my...
That's my magician thing, is I can turn forks. I can turn spoons into sporks.
That's hand. An 18, though. That is fucking solid. Versus... Okay. That, I think, succeeds, honestly. I'm pretty damn sure it does. Minus... It succeeded by 1.
Oh, thank God. Good job, Panda.
Because the DC went on.
We don't even have to invoke the ancient rule of meets beats.
It starts at hostile, which is DC 25 plus its charisma bonus. The offering brought it down to unfriendly, which is 20 plus its charisma bonus. Its charisma bonus is minus 3. So...
Makes sense.
Okay, that's headway, right? So you say that.
Yep.
And it... True. Turns and starts going toward the one yak that's still struggling. Like, walks past the dead one. Goes to the one that's struggling. You see a second an ant come up out of the river.
Yeah.
Just like this smooth movement, like way too fluid for such a big, burly-looking creature. It looks over and sees the other one, and it just starts to like very quickly start making its way over. It's still pretty far away, and the other one looks over and says, "Mine!" Snaps its jaws at it, and walks over between the two yaks. "No! My offering!" The other one stops, stands up slightly, slithers back off into the water, turns, starts to devour the struggling yak. We'll skip the pained animal noises and all that stuff. It's an unsightly event. It clearly revels in the cruelty of it, which is why it went after the living one before the dead one already. But over the course of the next...
Killer whaled it to what killer whales do to seals? Just whack!
Basically, yeah.
Airtime.
It's like, yeah. So it after it takes about 3-4 minutes. It doesn't take super long, and I mean these are not small offerings you've given this thing. It's big, but you probably don't expect it to be able to fucking eat both of them, and it does. Now it does slow down noticeably after it like finishes the second one. Like you can see like it had these like really snappy, like jerky movements that it was like explosive for such a big fucking hulky thingy. Then after it eats that second one, it is significantly more sluggish. This is offered, accepted. Why? Pray. Speak with me. With a long sigh, you smell just raw meat and like.
Could this be from that anesthetic,
water.
or is it just from eating?
You're not totally sure. It might be a bit of both.
Okay. Because that is a thought that these things did have some kind of anesthetic on it.
Probably a lot of it.
Okay. I come in defense of the village to the south. The ones that have...
Way too close. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't know you were speaking.
No. They have left you to your own, and you most graciously have left them to theirs. But there is another group.
One red eye staring at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to word this myself, so it's gonna. There is a group of. I guess would it be okay to refer to them as men, man, humanoids? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I want to ask. Did you cast Speak with Animals?
I didn't yet because it talked. Should I?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious if you did, or if you were going to.
I'm gonna apparently it can understand me, so I'm gonna hold off on that for now until something pops up that doesn't understand me.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll just tell you, it may help understand it, so it's not speaking so broken. If you decide to do it, but you don't. Have to.
Would that be something I could be telling that? Oh, it probably doesn't.
Like it's literally just speaking very broken, very slow, very like.
In that case, I would have if I could tell that from the beginning interaction when it's doing its eating. So I'm gonna knock it off.
Go ahead and boop it for good habits.
Yes.
Hell, you might recover it.
Yeah, that's hide with animals, not that one. I took that one too.
Makes sense.
For reasons.
Reasons. Not being eaten reasons.
Nice.
Yeah.
So close. Oh well.
Never.
But so then it kind of just fills in the gaps. It's not like it speaks like a specific animal language or anything, but there's like some just like in between little clicks and other noises it makes between the words that you're able to you're able to actually suss out now and get complete sentences out of it. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah. So I'm going to be talking fast then, because this lasts per caster level, correct?
Yes, 1
Yeah.
minute.
Yep,
per
so it'd be
cast
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a group of men who their band sees themselves as vicious predators upon these poor prey.
No, man is no predator.
I saw them today. They belittled and tried to put these other, villagers, this prey beneath them, asserting their dominance, showing that they are the biggest around.
Go ahead.
The biggest around. When I know from nature that would be you.
Our hunting grounds is here, yes. Man is dangerous in numbers. You said band. Is this bigger than the village?
More so, they believe themselves in their numbers to be untouchable. I'm just gotta make up shit now.
The other 8 comes up out of the river again, just like snapping and chewing on something that's like gushing blood all over the place. And it just goes, it just shouts, Flusk! Eat the manling! Why are you speaking with it? It turns as, this manling made an offering. What? Yes. Very good. It says there is a big band, many men who are moving on our grounds. No, unacceptable. Is it the close prey? No. Threat to the close prey threatens our peace. Manling, where is this band?
Kind of do. Like, I'm like, okay, so village is there. The village
We
is.
follow our river.
No, hold on. I gotta zoom in on the map. I guess, do I know it would be about 2 rivers over?
You know it's got to be in that region.
Yeah. Because it's behind that white line, or further west of that.
Yeah, you know it's
Okay.
behind that line somewhere.
Okay, so really it's that river foresty area.
This is
Okay.
this is going to be 100% the closest river to it. You just don't know where
Yeah.
they are along that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, they are 2 rivers.
Oh
along
shit! Actually,
the...
no. I'm so sorry. In
they moved
daylight. No. In the
Oh,
daylight,
no.
though, you can make a knowledge geography check to try to narrow
I
that
will.
focus.
My geography.
And yes, you are a force. It
Geography.
counts.
So add that +2. Heck yeah!
Yep, that's pretty good.
That's a
Well
good one.
done.
That's a good one.
Sam MVP this session.
Thank God. Someone needed
I
to.
always vote on myself.
Well, it doesn't matter because Eli, who did not get voted for, was the one that rolled the one
Always
today.
count on me to roll.
Hey, we got
that
2 minutes. I can
ones,
roll some more.
baby.
So
That's true.
Zaxxes. There. I can get rid of this line now. You know exactly where it is. Their camp is along that river.
I will describe where it is the best to my ability.
Unfortunately, they're not quite smart enough to understand that kind
Yeah.
of direction. So like after a little bit of this, like you're starting to like get a little worried, like, oh shit, the Speak of the Animals is gonna run out. Try to like kind of go back and forth, and they are not understanding. The one you started talking to just says, "You will show us.
Yes. I will lead you to the prey. These predator that, or these prey that think themselves predator.
You will." And it like turns its head with the one red eye looking at you. We will let you live for a time. This pass is for but one interaction. Your spell wears off. Go eat. We follow.
All right.
The one that's kind of behind it goes,
Oh.
more! More! And it starts like rushing forward. Seems
More
like it's going
offer?
past you towards the woods where everybody else is.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Those are other prey from the village.
It slows down. Lead one's just your kin.
Help me bring offering.
Hmm.
I am worthless prey. Cannot bring offering myself.
All lead or all die. Go.
I will go tell.
It nudges you.
Yeah, I bow and back away and don't eat me. I am not even worth it. Yes.
They start kind of moving along the tree line, like finding gaps in it to stalk through, so keeping an eye on you.
Yeah.
There's two of
holy
them.
holy shit, guys. There's two.
It looks like you did it. Holy crap!
We all gotta lead them to the bandit camp.
Okay.
If we don't all lead them, they're gonna eat us.
Well, then let's get a move on.
Let's do it then.
Remember, guys, we're prey. We're not. You know, we don't think of ourselves as.
Lamia
Fighters,
kind of flinches at that.
Oh shit.
Language.
I'm sure Mr. Guy will forgive me for now.
He might, but I won't. No.
They're just.
Because you're gonna
and
get me eaten.
as you guys are talking, like, and Sam is like trying to catch his breath, you see these fucking massive creatures like through the woods, maybe 20 feet south of you. And they like slow down as they look at all of you. Hear that like sound again from each of them. And one, you all hear it says, "Move."
Let's go.
Yep.
Mount up.
Time to move.
You gotta start heading west. Which we will
One way
leave that,
go.
of course, for next
For next
session.
session.
Well, last season. You
Oh,
didn't say they talk. Is like what I'm gonna say. It's gonna
I
be-
thought you were gonna be like, you didn't say how big they were. Like you did with the
that
wolf.
would have been funny too.
That would have been funny.
But that's
I
fine.
should have.
Like I did with the what?
The wolf.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's true.
yeah, I was freaking out about how big the fucking wolf was.
Yeah. Because she said it was a big wolf. She didn't explain it was a ooge wolf.
Yeah.
Huh.
The ooge wolf.
Gargantuan.
Thank you for joining us,
oh.
everybody.
A question for the PCs here. Are you gonna
Yes.
try to somehow get word back to the village that this is happening?
God, I'd love
No.
that, but I don't have message.
Well, I
You got a
do, but it
bird.
doesn't have that much time. That's what I was gonna say. We got a bird. The bird can carry things.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he can drop stuff on people.
And then drop stuff on people. Yep.
It's true.
That bomb.
Yeah, write this message on this rock. Okay. Holy shit, holy shit. Get ready to attack.
Like knock some dude
So,
unconscious. Oh, it's a message in a bottle.
I guess let's write a note that we would potentially like to send Sherhawk to message like, "Hey, we got the
Yeah.
we're on our way to the band camp with the terrifying creatures."
Band camp.
Band camp. This one time at band camp, I learned how to play the oboe. That's not true. I cannot play an oboe.
To send
I can play it.
Sherhawk
I can play a trumpet
back
poorly.
to the
That's about it.
village.
Exit
info.
screen.
Okay.
Exit screen.
Well, while we're in X screen, I'm going to say, hey, don't forget that we have multiple other things that you can reach us on. We have our Discord, which there should be links in the description of Twitch that you can come give us your stars and wishes and all the other nonsense and tell us what was great about this. We have YouTube where you can watch replays that go up every Monday at right around noon. Have the replays of all our stuff, plus our extra content that we were kind of prattling on about earlier that has some of the background stuff for the world. And
Roll until I get a nat one. No, Ellie.
we have all the social media stuff as well. The Facebooks and the X's now, since it's not Twitter, it's the X.
No, I refuse.
.com.
Yeah, I refuse to.
You still just type in Twitter, it works. And then Instagram and whatever that I need to update the Instagram. Much better on Facebook and Twitter.
Man, I didn't like Twitter beforehand, but I'm definitely not calling it X.
And we have a Patreon where you can join in our special Patreon part in the Discord, and then also Pandas Don't Sleep to This podcast. And we have monthly hangouts for certain tiers. We have multiple tiers that all have different access to different things.
We do got them things, and one day we'll have a Patreon game.